But Void Carry, it's like taking an offlane hero and putting it into the carry position, and as long as you could make it work offlane, lane matchup-wise, it's just so much better there because the hero doesn't do good damage. It's still very cooldown reliant. It's not like he's eventually just going to rampage the whole game. So I feel like Liquid won't be grabbing it as a core, and if they do, I'm going to be a little worried for him.
I think it has a chance of being picked up. I don't think it's going to be a first 2 pick though. I think that's more, it's going to be saved until like later stages. If they secure themselves like multiple damage instances in the chrono, then we'll see it maybe pop up as the drafts progress.
Whoa.
So bam, right away.
You called it.
That was
the IO.
Sven instantly picked against after the Bristle, I imagine, as a counter pick.
They seem to love it versus Bristle. Yesterday, when they picked the Bristle themselves, they instantly banned out the Sven right after they picked it up. So they seem to like having that big burst versus Bristleback, because if you do, if you hit a Bristle for 200 damage, you proc the Quill, right? But if you hit a Bristle for 1,000 damage, you still only proc 1 Quill. You don't proc 5 Quills in a row. So it's pretty cool that you can actually just like burst him down in a way without him just dealing out an incredible amount of damage. And you have the War Cry, which helps your IO versus Bristleback. Because playing IO versus Bristleback can be a little bit of a kind of hard thing, but with Sven it makes it a lot easier.
We see as well, Liquid have done what no one has done before, and look at their bans. I don't know if EG are happy or sad, but they have banned all 3 of the most played and successful heroes from EG. Goodbye Sand King, goodbye Puck, and goodbye Veno.
And this is uncharted territory for EG now. So this is one of the things I was wondering about for EG. I have faith that they have a more diverse strat, but if those are their core picks, then the stuff that they've been playing, at least in their official matches so far, have been very straightforward and kind of the same pathway. So they're going to have to do something different or find suitable replacements.
It's funny because it's what Zai was saying, as if this is what EG wanted, whether it's so that they can just figure out how they're going to play without these heroes in a big stage, or whether it's because they have other strategies in mind. Probably a combination of the both. I mean, TS coming up, they don't just want to be winning an entire tournament doing Sand King Puck every game, but this is going to be putting them in that position now.
They instilled fear for sure with those heroes, and I think it's a really good thing from Liquid to do that. Like, just get rid of those heroes and make EG just play a completely different kind of game. Ooh. There we go, the Tusk is back.
IO Tusk though, it's not the strongest lane presence between these 2 heroes. As a support duo, it's not all that conventional. I do feel like Liquid's lanes can be pressured here.
I think Tusk is good for setting up IO relocates later. I would say that's maybe one of his strengths. And you can also do things like block off Bristleback, prevent him from retreating. It might be easier to deal with him at certain stages.
In what way does Tusk help set up those IO relocates?
Because you always want somebody that can ideally have enough disable that you can buy them 2 seconds to jump in and then follow up. So usually you want Nyx instead, but Tusk can force a fight to be elongated, is my thought about it.
I wouldn't say he's not like a hero that's going to go roam around looking for relocates by himself. That's maybe more mind control's hero. But it is, I do agree, there is some potential for the setup there.
I really like the Tusk into the clock. You can do like a lot of things to get your Sven out of that, outside the cogs. Because with Clockwork here, they pick it up instantly versus Sven because it's been known as a counter kind of to the Sven because it's a BKB piercing disable. You can grab him inside the cogs and then Sven has a little bit of awkwardness to get out. But Tusk, you snowball right through, you bring him out, or we've seen the clever uses of ice shards. You just ice shard and push him out kind of in a way. Could see some kind of innovation like that coming out from Kuro.
We know Kuro is master of Tusk, at least in the group stages.
Yep.
Really nice thing right now with EG's draft is the flexibility. Bristleback can be run in all 3 lanes. Clockwork can be run in 2, so they can just wait and see what Liquid do and then decide, all right, we're on Bristle in this lane. We're getting with this matchup. Clockwork could be Universe, could be 4 position for Zai. They have this insane ability just to mix up their lanes based on what Liquid pick here.
Great point. EG's been sticking to that versatility game for majority of their drafts.
We've seen both Arteezy and Sumail play the Bristle. I don't think we've seen Universe on it. We won't be seeing Sumail on it this game.
They have the Sven stun. Tusk is okay because he has like the punch, but Snowball's not reliable. IO has no stun either, so they're already like, this is a great Snarspur game. We've got Crystal Maiden Aura too, and a space-making Bristleback for him.
Only downside, of course, is that Liquid gets a pick either here or later to counter him in a good matchup. So, but I do agree, it's definitely a very solid pick.
Mind Control Darks here. Made it pretty far. They are not really focusing on his heroes at all. Look at this. Look at these bans coming out from EG. They're actually not targeting MC whatsoever.
I think I think it's fair for them to be really worried about the Lone Druid, and Razor would have given them a good mid matchup, which is basically what Lone Druid kind of does, makes it safe for them. But I do like the Darkseer pick from Liquid. It's going to basically allow Liquid to always push in that lane, which may keep the supports more busy and give them more flexibility to actually pressure Storm instead. May limit EG's hero resources because they're going to have to be all over the place.
This looks like a very hard to play IO game. They have Storm Spear, you can just jump in the back lines, Clockwork as well to get the vision with the rockets. You can always know exactly where he's kind of positioned, and Bristol's always kind of a pain. That being said, you know, we did talk about the Sven with the Warcry can be quite helpful versus it, but definitely scared for little GH right now.
Still fandom for Liquid as well.
There's still an Invoker in the pool, actually.
That's what the poster wants.
That's actually maybe the last pick to get with this draft. I mean, it's greedy, but say they need something that's going to be able to deal with the Bristleback and just scale, because Sven is going to get kited at various stages of this game.
Yeah, they ran Miracle on the Sven most of the times, and Matu played mid after that, but there's definitely, though, still the, you know, he could definitely play Sven.
Were all those games with Lone Druid, though? Like, I don't think they've done that without the Lone Druid.
Believe so, yes.
The grand final meta is real already. Both of these teams have got 3 or 4. Wow. We'll
That's
come back
for
to
the
that.
that's for the Bristle.
We banned Necro versus Bristle.
Yeah, we banned
We had
Necro.
Bristle.
Yeah, but
We're
it's
setting
just
the meta for the grand finals, guys.
Lol.
Heartstop War is really good. Does a percentage of his HP just as time goes on. You can heal, AoE heal, which is going to offset some of what the AoE damage Bristleback does. And then if you get him facing you at the right time, you can ulti him, which does damage based on how much he's missing. So it'll really help you kill him when he's low.
It's incredibly good with IO too. You get the double heals coming out. Darkshear's going to naturally build a mech. You're going to have these like this Warcry Necrophos who can have so much like backup kind of with it. And they go for Kunkka, so it's going to be a Clockwork offlane, it looks like. And it's going to be Zai playing Kunkka.
I like the Kunkka pick a lot. It's very good for the mobility that Liquid has.
Gives
Could
more
not
team
ask
fight,
for a
too.
more exciting start, really.
Yeah.
The
I know.
draft's completely developed. I can see you
cool.
guys are excited. The
I'm glad to
Necrophos
see a
is
Necro.
converged.
I'm really happy to see a Necro come out. I think that hero has been buffed several times. Respawn talents got removed. He's been getting like continuous increased like chances. So I was gonna
Go, please.
I'm gonna go with Liquid. I think EG still has a strong draft. This Bristle can be extremely difficult, and well, not just the Bristle, the Storm can get out of control because the lack of disable.
Yeah.
But I love me some GHIO. I can't really go against that one.
I don't blame you.
I'm on the EG wagon. I think as much as I like the Necro last pick, it's a hero that suits Liquid. Matu's played it a lot. They know how to play around it. I think EG's draft is still in their realm of what EG's been playing a lot of. The Clockwork for Universe, the Storm, Bristle, everything.
Yeah.
EG have gotten what they want out of this draft.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree. I think EG's draft. I think they're ready for the IO pick. I think they grabbed especially their second phase. They drafted around countering the IO. I think they can take the win.
All right, let's do this. It is your casters who are chomping at the bit to dig their teeth into a best-of-5 grand final. Evil Geniuses, Team Liquid, live from Moscow with your casters. It's Odie and Malini.
Thank you very much, Alex. We're incredibly excited for this one. Evil Geniuses, Liquid, best of 5 here at Epicenter. What more could you want, Ben? I mean, we've got two of the best teams in the world battling it out for the $250,000. The picks coming through, Necrophos being brought up in the grand finals. It's insane, Ben.
I love that hero. Necrophos hero is very underrated, and teams have finally been exploring more and more counters to Bristleback. We saw how useful and incredible the Sven was to counter the Bristleback yesterday, and let's see if they can pull it off today, combined with the Necro. Necro, he doesn't have that much armor. I would say that's probably the only downside about him in this game, but he is very good versus tankiness of the Bristleback if you can manage to Reaper him while he's facing you.
Yeah, absolutely. Just having that to cut down through what otherwise could be this beast that's impossible to bring down, as we've seen in a number of games. And again, you know, Liquid doing something else a little bit different. We have seen it before from them, but putting the Sven in the mid lane, something that no one else is really doing, Ben. But Miracle, he's comfortable on this hero in certain mid lane matchups.
And he's with the Wisp, so that makes it a lot easier. Generally versus Storm, you don't really want a melee hero because they suffer a lot because you can't ever harass the Storm. You just drop Remnant and you just get screwed badly. So looking at the live poll, what, 2-1? Maybe 3-2 in favor of IG or EG. Sorry.
IG.
It's like wait,
EG, yeah.
the exclamation point threw me off.
I was going to say IEG, but no, absolutely, yeah, slight edge for EG. I think that pretty much, I think a lot of people would agree in terms of that slight edge for EG coming into this and the runs that both of the teams have had, considering their whole group stages. Looking at all the games, EG arguably have played the better Dota, but Liquid have improved the most, I feel, from start to finish of this tournament.
Their odds were already quite low going into the grand finals, like getting here, right? Getting past the group stage
getting to this
already
final level, yeah. So Liquid are definitely going to have the momentum behind them. There is no doubt about that. And here we go, Matu bringing the Necrophos to the main stage. It really is going to be incredibly interesting to see how it goes on. And as we said, Miracle on something that he's done once, but not too common. KuroKy and GH, though, on the other hand, 2 hero and Mind Control. Of course, these 3 on heroes that they're like their bread and butter. So the Mind Control with the Darkseer, GH with the Zio, and Kuro on the Tusk that he brings back. Pretty much every game that they can, we see a KuroKy Tusk.
And every game that we can, we also see a IO on GH. We actually have not seen GH play this hero in a while because it is almost always auto-banned. But setting up for a hero like the Storm, it's going to be tough for little old GH. But I think he's one of the best Wisp players.
I definitely is. GH has an incredible record with IO, I imagine, over the years. It's definitely one of the heroes that comes to mind as something that he's incredibly flashy on. Mid lane, already Liquid getting heavy with the harassment onto Sumail, making sure the Miracle has that easy time in the opening couple of waves. And something, as you said, he needs, because otherwise the Storm can cause issues for his Sven on a 1v1.
We need a poll. How many heroes does it take to shut down Sumail in lane? We have 3 right now. 3 versus 1.
And they may get him this time. The shards come through. Sumail in trouble. And TP isn't going to be quick enough from Zai as Liquid get that first blood. And that indeed seems to be the plan. Try and tilt Sumail.
I think with the Wisp in mid, there's an additional benefit of being able to stack the Ancients very easily from the mid lane. So I really do like this pairing coming up from Liquid, and Sumail is going to have a really hard time. And I also do not think that they can contest the early Ancient stack. So they have the laning phase advantage, they have the mid-game farm advantage, and all things looking pretty swell for them. It's going to be up on the Clockwork combined with the Crystal Maiden Aura to propel EG through this early laning phase.
Zai and KuroKy trading blows there as they try and keep each other away from the middle lane. KuroKy trying to have a look at it again. Does have to be careful in case another torrent comes through and does catch him out. But he'll play it safe. Zai holding onto the torrent for bigger issues. Side lanes, top lane, Universe is having an amazing time. He's 11 for 3 against a 6 for 0. It seems to be a pretty easy lane for this clock in this 1v1. Or at least Universe is showing it as to be.
Yeah, the level 1 Heartstopper not really doing too much. Universe actually going for just a lot of cog burn on Matumba Man. Matumba Man, as a Necrophos, struggles a lot with mana issues, and ideally you want to be able to tether both of these heroes, Necrophos and Sven, and it's going to be a tough call for GH as to which one he wants to tether first.
And all things considered, and with that pressure as well being put on the Sumail in the mid lane, overall CS is looking better for EG. All 3 of their lanes finding the CS at the moment, and Liquid just slightly behind it. Obviously very early days and indeed very close, but a slight edge in terms of CS.
The EG. CS is a lot of them are neutrals though for Sumail, so these are worth way less, and Sven's getting a lot of denies in the mid lane, so these 2 are going to be very, very high in terms of levels.
And look at this as well. KuroKy's got his eyes on Sumail. Sumail will start to salve up, and that will cause him to be a little too healthy for KuroKy to want to go in for a bit of a tickle as he heads back towards the mid lane. We'll see where else he can head to make the plays around the map. But at the moment, Zai just trying to do his best to mirror the movements of the Tusk.
They're waiting to make a move on mid lane. Wisp and Tusk are perched on the cliff left of the mid lane.
Deep with the wraparound here. They have eyes onto Zai. Yeah. They could try and roll down upon a Miracle, trying to see if he can close the gap. They'll just go for a bit of a tickle here with the shards. And GH just right-clicking him down from the high ground. The torrent is not going to connect. And in fact, Zai, he's been spotted out. He's been taken down. Liquid with the positioning there and the Ice Shard trap, making sure there's no escape for the Admiral. And in fact, they're going to get this one as well by the looks of it with the Storm Hammer and the Ice Shards. Liquid, they're getting away with murder twice in the middle lane. Zai comes in to try and stop them, but Miracle, he's still full on mana thanks to GH. He can go in for more. Zai trying to body juke around the tree line. It's not going to be successful. There will be a TP and a Frostbite from Crit to hold back Miracle. Has he got the speed to close this down? One more touch will do it. He has the walk by Zai. Tries with the torrent, but he's not soon enough to hold Miracle back. Another kill in the middle lane for Liquid. And they're looking for Crit as well. KuroKy Has he got the mana? Has he got the control? Crit will go for a bounty rune. Can Liquid finish this kill off? Wards drop down. They have the vision. Crit looking to be in a lot of trouble as well. He'll try and hide himself here in the tree line, but Liquid surround him. Mind control comes across for a piece of the action, and Liquid pick up a 5th kill in the first 4.5 minutes. GH and Kuroki doing absolute work here in this early game.
I think this Wisp cosmetic might actually, like the non-portal one, I think it might actually have some benefits because he had DD on for almost the entirety of that early phase.
It's so hard to
really
tell.
hard to
Mid
tell.
lane again, straight in. Samael just can't catch a break here. The only time we really saw it slow down for Samael was when he was just away from the mid lane into the jungle. As soon as he comes back to this middle lane, death after death because of Liquid's play.
The Wisp just speeds up a lot Liquid's game a lot. Like normally Sven, you don't see getting this involved this early, but
Absolutely.
not that many heroes can take the T1, but with the Wisp and the Warcry, things are getting out of control for EG in this early game. And they're supposed to have stronger lanes, I would say, with the Crystal Maiden, but she is not really anywhere to be found except back in the fountain after dying multiple times.
And we're seeing now that Matuma's got his levels. He's getting a clear edge against Universe's Clock in the CS. Bottom lane still definitely the best news for EG. They have Arteezy getting incredibly solid farm. He's at the top of the moment on the Bristleback, so it will all potentially start to change a little bit when EG start to bring Bristle into the fights or fight around Arteezy. That could be when we see Liquid hit a bit of a brick wall, but at the moment they're going to be so far ahead potentially with this early game that they're going to be able to climb straight over it.
Zai is in a lot of trouble.
He's got to be careful. Kuroki has that deep ward down. They've got the vision. They know where he is. They come in, trap him in the shards. Miracle being a little hesitant here. Trying to duke out the torrent. Will be unsuccessful. It connects. It doesn't matter though. He just moves in with the God Strength. Takes side down. Critting Universe coming in. EG trying to do their best to turn this, but the snowball's out. They've got the God Strength. They're continuing to punch into Universe. Universe, can he escape from this? He can't. As GH picks up the killing spree. An 8th kill for Liquid. Make that a 9th. Double kill for Miracle, as Liquid are just not holding back in this middle lane. Just brutality after brutality, and in fact Zai, is he even safe here? Kuroki and Miracle, they're still ready to fight. The shards won't block Zai. They do push him away. He has a bit of a chance to get away now, and Samael can potentially look to try and turn or at least find a kill for the side of EG. They've got the torrent on Kuroki. He will get bursted down, so finally EG getting themselves on the kill board. But still, Liquid 9-1, 4K gold lead in the first 7 minutes of this game.
And in the meanwhile, you have this Necrophos pushing the safe lane tower. Tower's already down, and they're back.
Universe is rather deep here. He's got to be careful. They've got the Warcry trying to chase. Oh, and Kuroki with that shot. They're buying the time for them to close in. The Reaper side won't finish off the kill, but they still get it nonetheless after. 10-1. EG just can't keep up.
They've already taken down 2 of the important T1 towers as well. So EG, looking at them, what they need to do, they need to stack and farm Ancients with Bristle. I would say maybe even get him involved a little bit early on. He is going for the early Vanguard, but his team is in shambles. They are just so poor and constantly feeding.
This is just never ending.
But Liquid, they're 3 wards, 1 in close to each of the 3 lanes. They have good access point to the stack. Tusk scouted that out earlier. So there's not actually that many places for Storm Spirit to farm stacks, for Bristleback to farm stacks. Their team fight's also not particularly great. Kunkka Boat, probably their best team fight ultimate. Meanwhile, you have the potential Wombo combo with the Darkseer and the Sven.
It's very scary.
And you also have you have this Anxious stack, and then you also have good pick-off potential because of the relocate.
Yeah, these fights are going to be so hard for EG. I mean, how do EG stabilize this game and get the chance to really bring themselves back in? Is it about Samael hitting a certain item? Who's their focus? Who's the pressure on at this stage?
I would say easily Bristle, because he's the one that hasn't been in any of these fights. He hasn't been helping out his mid lane. His tower is still up. He's the one that can do Ancient stacks, and he's the most farmed hero on the EG side. So I think they actually need to play around the Shrine. Notice they haven't used the bottom Radiant Shrine yet, and if they can take a fight around the Ancients when Bristle is already doing it with a lot of Warpath stacks up, perhaps that could be their avenue back into this game.
9 minutes in, and Miracle as the Mask of Madness and the Treads complete. 5.5K net worth. Lying up middle.
This is a big difference from some of the other games where we see Sumail get dual mid. Usually when he gets dual mids, usually they'll respond with at least one, and Zai, and occasionally 2 heroes with Zai and Crit, both making sure that they can make sure that Sumail doesn't die this many times in the early game. But he is quite well known for his Storm Spirit, and definitely should not count them out yet.
Absolutely not. There's definitely potential for EG, but it is diminishing as the game goes on at this stage. Top lane, Arteezy moving himself in to contest the farm of Matsumamat. Very close to that in the Necro. Only a few hundred between the two of them. And in fact, straight away...
Wisp just hit 6,
yeah.
So now they can make a move. We see a smoking coming up from Matoma, and Kuro looking up to set up a kill on the Storm Spear. Storm Spear is level 8, so he can jump away, but with relocate,
if they sight immediately, there's going to be no chance for the escape. Snowball into the side. They didn't even need the relocate, but they'll bring in to witness the death again of Sumail. 35 seconds out of the map.
They probably didn't know that Wisp was 6 because they don't have a good observers up in that ancient area, and he took out a massive stack that GH and Miracle are already back doing right now. They might sack this T1 tower, but they're still getting more than enough farm around the map. So they're just ignoring Arteezy because Bristle doesn't farm incredibly fast if he's not taking down Ancients. So they're EG are forced to put Bristle back in the lanes because he's the only hero that's not going to die. But it's hurting their overall farm a lot.
EG will claim Tier 1 tower from the top, an extra bit of boost to Arteezy's back. At the same time, Liquid in return taking that bottom tower. Matsumamat, Rod of Atos first item for this Necro, so an extra bit of control that's going to be very, very hard for Sumail to play around.
Oh yeah, that is actually incredibly bad for the Storm.
Yeah.
Because as long as they kill him a few times, I think they can kite the Bristle indefinitely, and they have Warcry. So you can actually ignore the Sven or ignore the Bristle for first 7-8 seconds of the fight and just kill everyone else. And at this point, with the farm distribution on EG, it seems like everyone else is going to die aside from the Bristle, and then they can just deal with him, kite him, wait for the stacks to fall off, and then finally take him down.
It really seems for EG to have a chance of winning a fight, it's got to be about the pickoffs. Just in any situation where there's full 5 heroes on both sides, the maths just doesn't check out for EG. They haven't got the damage or the control to out-sustain. In fact, Hiroki going in with a very deep dive. The Tom will be there to hold him back, but Miracle brought in by GH will find the kill. Poke comes through only to connect onto Mind Control. Miracle, the rest of the Constrict moves down towards the bottom tier 2 as Liquid are able to claim another. In fact, they want to try and defend the top tier 2. EG were pushing in, but Arteezy left around already too low, takes a Reaper side to the face. The Snowball's there to cancel the freezing field, and Liquid just won't give Evil Geniuses a break.
I think Tusk is actually really good versus Bristle. I think the panel talked about Sven and the Necrophos, but the Tusk is pretty good because with the shards, you actually force him to turn back into you.
That's true.
That's what we just saw there. He sharded him at the tower, and what are you going to do? Stay in the shards for the entire duration? You have to turn back into the enemy team so that you can run away. And that brief second that he was faced towards the dire base, he gets Reapered in the face. That's painful. Your most farmed hero gets Reapered and just makes quick work of.
What an incredible start for Liquid. This is, well, we've got to be one of the biggest leads we've seen this early on in the games here at Epicenter. 14-1, 13 minutes in, 9K gold lead.
9K gold lead for 9K players.
Absolutely. Liquid showing us how to well and truly deal with the Bristle. Just focus on crushing the mid lane in the early game and having this Necro now at this stage where, because you have this lead, it's relatively easy to bring Arteezy down to the threshold where he's going to pop under Aretha's side.
And he's not that tanky. All he really has is just a bunch of small items, Vanguard being the significant one, but Vanguard, damage block versus God Strength, not really blocking a whole lot there percentage-wise.
See what they can find here, Arteezy. Got to be careful, Liquid with the full 5-man ready to fight. Can he do something big to turn this die? He's going to be the one to be opened upon. Is he going to get a chance to get anything out? He will get out the torrent, holds back Miracle, Kuroki, but the Rod of Atos is there, controlling Arteezy. Sumail trying to zip in to take down GH, but GH is kept alive. The Snowball comes back in for Kuroki, the Reaper side's there. Sumail's out, Arteezy down as well. EG, they've lost 3. They're going to lose even more. Crit tries for the freezing field, but Miracle picks up the triple kill. and Liquid finding 4, taking the tier 2. Ben, this game may even be over.
Yeah, I'm trying to push high ground. I like the Wisp and Necro pairing a lot too because Necro actually keeps your Wisp alive. That's one of the worst parts about playing Wisp is everyone focusing you down. As you saw that fight, they try to kill the Wisp, but Necro is really good at protecting his little ball buddy.
How do you stop this push? 14 minutes in, losing a tier 3. The Lexmark Miracle back, but he doesn't mind. He knows he's got the backup, easy escape. Now they have the mech complete on mind control. More and more items coming together to fuel Liquid's push to the high ground, which at this rate could come again and very shortly. Taking down the shrines. Evil Geniuses. What's their plan? They finally get that hood finished up on Arteezy, so at least now he can remain a little alive, but there's so much to go around that. The God Strike from Miracle. Even at this stage, the punch from Kuroki.
I think like Sven right now is he's pretty much like a Bristleback in that he just does tons of damage and incredibly difficult to kill. And he's being more of a Bristle Boss than Bristle Boss is.
Yeah, it seems, yeah, you may have complained about the Bristleback pickers, but now it's the Necro Sven pickers you've got to be worried about. These guys coming in with the answers. Kuroki with the strats. And now again with the smoke. Heading across, Arteezy is trying to get a break here, farming a big Ancient stack, but he may just lose his life and not get anything out of this. Miracle straight up to the high ground. The snowball closing in. Crit will try to TP over to the shrine, but Arteezy's already dead, and now Crit, he's in trouble as well. They'll drag him back with the vacuum. A couple of hits, a crit and a punch, and Crit is gone. They'll take the Ancients as well. I don't know, man. This game 1 of the grand finals of Epicenter, and it's got to feel pretty good for Liquid and pretty bad for Evil Geniuses.
So this fight, they take out the only team fighter that they have immediately at the start, and GH he has War Cry to bump him up, he has the Death Pulse to heal him up, and he also has a Surge. I think he gets all 3 and the Urn, so there's very little way of killing him. This is just dirty.
I mean, it's straight back into the action in the middle lane. Zai getting caught out at the base. 16.5 minutes in, the melee rack's in trouble. EG, have they got any hopes here, holding with just the 4 of them? Minimal items that they've been able to build up in comparison to how stacked Liquid's the heroes are, and there we have it. The vacuum combo comes through. Universe will try and hold them back, but Crit's already fallen. The Blade Mallet doesn't matter. They just fight through it, take him down as well. Arteezy gets smacked in the face by a hefty uppercut from Kuro, and it's game over. It really is. 17 minutes in, 24-1, an absolute beatdown for Evil Geniuses as Liquid smiles on their face, and absolutely warranted. What a way to start the grand finals for them. An incredible just follow through of the momentum that they've been building up all this tournament.
So let's just take away from that game. Make sure you protect Sumail a little bit better. You have to think twice about giving them Wisp. Those are pretty much the 2 main things. Maybe first phasing up Bristle, also...
Да, и вот противоположность. Серьезные такие лица ЕГЭ, они понимают, что сейчас надо бы подсобраться.
Да, они, если бы даже выиграли, наверное, эту карту, примерно такие бы имели выражение лиц, как и сейчас. Сейчас команда ЕГЭ, скорее всего, получит своего Сэндкин.
ЕГЭ сами банят Виспа, не готовы, судя по всему, они его брать на первый день.
Ну вот у них герой,
Но
который
об этом мы пока не знаем, потому что на экранах это еще не появилось. Да, но вот совсем скоро, я думаю, что драфт появится на наших экранах. Вот они, и теперь мы можем про это говорить.
Сейчас должен быть, наверное, Darkseer +1 от команды Liquid. Ну, это логично.
Могут и так сыграть, могут через Лундруида сыграть.
Все-таки, мне кажется, Darkseer брать против Торрента в первой стадии, учитывая,
Darkseer, Лондруид, в принципе, тоже вполне рабочая стратегия, поэтому...
Это 2 сильные линии сразу становятся.
Вместе, конечно, я думаю,
Я не думаю, что Лондруид появится
да,
на первой стадии.
Не надо брать.
Вот Darkseer выглядит намного логичнее.
Не, они более жестких персонажей даже на предыдущем драфте. Лондруид не заехал ни в бан, ни в первую стадию пика. Его забанили ЕГЭ как раз на 3-й бан, по-моему. Память не изменяет мне.
Даблпик у Liquid.
Что стоит отметить, у нас 2 героя GH в бане теперь. Как раз таки вот самых таких ярких по ходу этого турнира. И если проанализировать игру этого игрока в целом, то на остальных персонажах здесь, в Москве, все получалось не так хорошо, как мы привыкли от него видеть до этого. Откровенно, игра не задавалась ни на том же пудже, ни в групповой стадии. И потом вот как раз-таки Liquid пришли к выводу, что лучше брать.
Ну сейчас ты, наверное, их забайтил, потому что так, это у кого-то не задавалось на пудже. Все-таки Слардар. Потому что пудж, в принципе, герой. Ну, не самый плохой против Трента. Если вы приходите втроем на линию, а Трент вроде бы сложный в дабле.
Дарксир очень хороший оффлейнер, а Слардар как раз дает тебе... Они подстраховались. Во-первых, это, ну, дабладка может прийти в оффлейн и там хорошо постоять. Во-вторых, чтобы Бристлбэк под Трента не заехал сразу на закрывающую, они решили Слардарчика взять, потому что мы видели, да, под Amplify, как Слардар, как Бристлбэк у нас рассыпается.
Свена можно забанить ее во второй стадии.
Ну, у нас же много персонажей есть под Amplify. Почему не бояться? Темплар Ассасин, тот же самый ОД. Очень много под Amplify персонажей заезжают.
Он хороший не только потому, что он бьет по Amplify, он еще и защищает всю свою команду от колючек с физическим уроном.
И это да, Warcry работает хорошо.
Здесь далеко ходить не надо. И Шейкера взять на центральную линию. Уже показывали они эту стратегию. Со Свардаром, когда просто Миркл с Энчант Тотема убирал героя.
Ну да, под Corrosive Haze очень жестко слетает.
Ну и кого же ЕГЭ надо взять на...
Вот
так вот.
Снимайте как
раз. Кстати, это хороший герой. Он снимает и щит, и сурдж, и минус армор.
Вот теперь я бы все-таки, даже хоть и есть Слардар, я бы забанился на Бристлбэк.
А мне не нравится вот этот раздрафт ЕГЭ, потому что если взглянуть опять-таки в прошлое, когда вот такую или похожую пару саппортов ЕГЭ брали, то вот там как раз-таки возникали те самые проблемы. 2 героя 5-й позиции. Ну вот кто здесь будет выходить в такую четверку?
Да, я согласен, что в целом эти оба суппорта в одной команде сейчас, и особенно против героев Liquid, смотрятся довольно сомнительно, несмотря на то, что Oracle умеет снимать там что-то, но... А что дальше-то?
Трента взяли сразу, это хорошо. Оракла взяли против Дарксира тоже в вакууме неплохо, но вот именно вместе в одном пике мне не нравится.
Ну да, тут непонятно кому. Тут, не знаю, видимо, Тренту нужно будет выходить в мидас и пытаться выходить в лейт, потому что, ну, иначе будут реально бегать 2 суппорта 6-й уже позиции, по карте ничего не делать и
Коров
убирать
еще посмотреть. Просто мы пока Коров не видели. Вдруг сейчас чего-то хорошее такое подпикнет, и это будет очень круто заходить как раз и под Трента, и под Варку.
Ну, раньше, когда были 2 суппорта вот примерно такие, то как раз-таки ЕГЭ добирали 3 фармящих кора.
Ну, это логично.
Всем необходим фарм.
Что-то вроде там Легионка на сложную, в мид Дестройер и на керри какой-нибудь Бристол или Свен.
Там даже чаще бывало, когда Сумаил как раз-таки роль сами керри исполнял на какой-нибудь линии или вот что-то подобное, агрессивное. Но мы видели, что Сумаил на таких героях может бегать с топ-1 Нетворс и на паке, и на линии, когда он бегает. Потом еще всякие дайдаулсы покупает, убивает героев с руки.
Любопытный бан от Liquid.
Да, вот ликвиды сами банят
Бладсикера, вот это, да, непонятно.
Вот это очень странно.
Хускар — это логичный бан, потому что, в принципе, да, можно на месте ЕГЭ и задуматься над тем, чтобы закончить игру быстро, там, через Хускара Оракла. Но Бладсикер непонятно, зачем бан. Этот герой, мне кажется, для ЕГЭ не совсем хорошо заходил.
И сразу же довольно быстро добирают Enchantress. Выбор очень хороший, мне нравится этот саппорт и всегда нравился против Триант Протектора. И когда второй саппорт-герой уже вскрыт,
это
то можно смело добирать Энчу.
Потому что должен быть сильный Солер, который останется один, а Энча со Сардаром будут помогать Дарксиру на сложный. Ну, это, скорее всего, так.
Ну, или на сложный, или на миде, опять же, помогать против Сумаила.
Ну, да, ставить. Они будут ходить туда-сюда, или Сумаила убивать, или Артизи на легкой. Под Дарксиром очень легко это сделать, и сейчас уже должны понимать ЕГЭ, что им придется что-то делать с Медведем.
Ну, видимо, у них есть какой-то план, раз они вот начали свой драфт именно с этих героев.
Они его придерживаются.
Я не знаю, какой у них план. Они очень долго думали над пиком Оракла, и сейчас они очень долго думают, ну, я не знаю, что им нужно придумать.
Может, они хотят просто максимально комфортную
Такое
ситуацию
впечатление,
создать для
что
Артизио?
Они хотели построить вот свой план от обороны, и сейчас видят, что это не очень-то работает после появления Enchantress. Нужно тщательно продумать, каких кор-персонажей добрать. И мало того, эти коры должны потом еще как-то лейтгейм выигрывать. Вот появляется Бэтрайдер, который, скорее всего, пойдет в сложную у ЕГЭ, и у Liquid сейчас развязаны все руки, чтобы взять как раз-таки соло-персонажа для Матумбы, на котором он себя будет просто комфортно чувствовать против Бэтрайдера.
Возможно, они понимают, что будет Лондруид.
Это может быть и Лондруид,
и Бэтрайдер плюс Тренд попытаются его
даже
наказать.
Вивер, мне кажется, в такой ситуации.
Вивер хороший тут персонаж. Джаггернаут тоже хороший персонаж.
Ну, это как раз герой, просто которым не будет делать пакости, там, Бэтрайдера вместе с Трентом, которого не будут убивать.
Не исключено, что Джаггера могут просто в мид поставить, те же Ликвиды, и все равно на ласт взять.
Очень быстрый Урса от ЕГЭ. Это может быть, кстати, Урса для Сумейла.
Может быть.
И тогда Джаггеру уже в мид не хочется идти.
Урса, по крайней мере, Энчу может съесть довольно быстро.
Да, плюс Энчу, Джаггер в мидл не очень. Интересно, майнгеймсы. Вообще, мне нравится, как драфт проходит.
Но я по-прежнему пока что предпочтение отдаю Ликвидам.
Тут я
согласен. На этой карте по драфту. Может быть, последние пики что-то кардинально изменят, но пока что ситуация именно такая.
Причем вот мне кажется, что ЕГЭ, знаешь, возьмут, вот Урсу поставят в мид действительно, и в легкую, вот что-то вроде там Разора или Вивера, и это будет набор из 5 непонятных героев у ЕГЭ. Что с ними делать против таких плотных, хилящихся героев? То есть тут опять палка Джаггера, хил Enchantress, мека на Дарксире. Герои плотные все, их не пробить.
Опять все быстро может закончиться?
Может, вполне. Но если у Лика все получится, а у ЕГЭ не будет какого-то плана, чтобы это все задоджить, всю эту агрессию и не нафидить 10 раз в 10-й минуте, то действительно может быть быстро.
Я могу сказать, что и в мидгейме у Liquid все весьма неплохо. Есть два персонажа, которые довольно быстро снимают армор Трента. Есть вот этот вот Corrosive Haste, за счет которого ты можешь заберстить любого персонажа, и Oracle там в каких-то моментах может даже ультимейт не успеть набросить. Поэтому, собственно, я отдаю предпочтение Liquid.
Ну здесь, да, Джаггеру вообще ничего не сделать. Здесь он просто нажимает манту, вот как только он ее покупает, и что делают эти герои против него?
Похоже все на то, что они просто хотят вот all-in на стадию лейнинга поставить, добирают одного из сильнейших мидеров Queen of Pain, Урса, опять-таки, на легкой линии. Касательно лейтгейма, я его вообще не вижу. ЕГЭ.
Ну да, тут, видимо, ЕГЭ рассчитывают на то, что они очень рано не проиграют линии, а еще и в ответку кого-то наубивают. С Бэтрайдером, там, Трентом в сложную пойдут, попытаются убить, на легкой не подставятся. А потом им нужно как-то закончить игру. Но как заканчивать игру вот этими героями? Ты не сможешь зайти и сломать сталь. И вот мы видим действительно. Ну, скорее всего, Лондруид в мид пойдет.
Я думаю, что даже в легкую.
А я думаю, в мид, потому что Джаггер против Урса.
Мидл против КП.
А, ну да, там Урса на легкую идет. Точно.
И я вот даже не знаю.
Я склоняюсь к тому, что Лондруид все-таки будет в легкой у нас, но в любом случае вот как-то у Liquid все поярче выглядит.
У Liquid на всех стадиях все смотрится уверенно. Они в начале могут, и в мидгейме, и в лейте. А у ЕГЭ вся надежда на то, что они в начале захватят преимущество, получат очень большой перевес по голде, но сломать, зайти на ХГ они все равно не смогут. Поэтому я не вижу тут на самом деле ауту для ЕГЭ.
Мы когда это говорим, обычно
так, да, я знаю, и
24.
я беру на себя эту ношу, чтобы потом оправдываться.
Вторая карта гранд-финала Evil Geniuses против Liquid прямо здесь, прямо сейчас. Это второй сезон Эпицентра, и Вилат с Гадхантом готовы этот матч для вас комментировать.
Ну что же, мы переносимся в чашу арены. Еще раз громче, ребята, что финал только начинается. Начинается самое интересное, то что вторая и третья карта в Best of 5 это именно вот те игры, где раскрывается команда.
Ну, мне пик Liquid нравится намного больше, но это не значит, что они победят, потому что когда я обычно говорю, мне что-то нравится, потом нет.
Сейчас будет та самая история из лифта.
Давай.
Ехал я только что в лифте с одним молодым человеком, который имеет прямое отношение к команде Liquid, и он мне сказал, что мы были готовы к тому, что ЕГЭ не забанят Виспа против нас. Виспа как самое главное оружие Liquid. для того, чтобы попытаться его сразу же законтрить и, грубо говоря, сделать вот такое вот сразу заявление, чтобы мы потом думали, брать его или не брать на второй, третьей карте. Но у них это не получилось. Сейчас без бани он отправится дальше в бан. Говорит, мы были готовы, потому что, ну, вот это вот такой серьезный был мув от ЕГЭ. Если мы переиграем вас свистом, тогда мы вас не боимся вообще. Не получилось. Сейчас возвращаемся к стандартным стратегиям. Мы видим, что забанен Визм, забанен Котл. По Джашу ударили больно. Добили еще несколькими героями. Будет Джаш играть на Слардаре. Как это получится, посмотрим прямо сейчас.
У Джаш еще паджет есть в загашнике, так что всегда может удивить. Ну и вот он, Матумба, сигнатурный медведь. Джаггернаут от Миракла, мы его уже видели. Против Virtus.pro, что он вытворял на оффлейне, это легендарно.
Страшный человек.
Mind Control на Дарксире.
Bear on bear action.
Bear on bear in Russia. I mean, it couldn't be more perfect and more. Yeah, absolutely. We've got it here in this grand finals. Game 2, of course, EG versus Liquid. Here we have it. As we go through the five of them. Liquid.
There's none of the crazy cosmetics. Slardar doesn't have the crazy one. Batrider doesn't have the C1.
No, everyone's going in vanilla today, Ben.
Sure is.
Apart from Arto, he's got it. He's got the flashy cosmetics. He's got cosmetics to cater for the whole game.
Alpine Ursa.
Alpine Ursa. There we have a Universe on his back. As mentioned, definitely a hero that's going to be evade some of the action in the lane, but yeah, we'll see how much they put in terms of pressure onto RTZ this time. And we'll see where EG want to take their lanes. At the moment, it looks like EG are wanting to go aggressive down on the bottom lane with their tri-lane.
I think the Darkseer with the Enchantress might be too much for him because Darkseer always pushes into the lane, which makes it really, really easy for them to dive with the Enchantress. The only problem now is the Oracle's not matched up versus the Darkseer. So Darkseer is going to get a lot. Darkseer versus Bat Lane is just a farm on farm lane, but they can't do anything about it.
And what about the mid lane matchup? Lone Druid versus the Quap. Farm on farm, or is there kill potential? Farm on farm.
Very little kill potential. Savage Roar owns.
Bottom lane, bit of a go here onto GH with the root, Zai punching him down. And do you like this decision as well? Why have Liquid taken Miracle to the safe lane and put Matuma mid for this game? What is the matchup they're trying to avoid or they're trying to find?
Well, Lone Druid versus Quap. There's not that many laners that match up well versus Quap. I would say Lone Druid is one of the best because your bear is just so tanky and you have a lot of damage. So like Quap's kind of forced to do something in the lane because you're generally going to get out CS. And then, yeah, this does leave the problem where you have two man. Heroes versus Ursa and a Treant in the bottom lane.
I was going to say, it's looking a bit messy there for Miracle, really.
You might get a chicken
punched
kill.
down.
Look at the chicken on EG. It's sitting right next to the teeth. Chill. There. They don't want him to die. Enchantress is one of the best heroes at killing it because she has a lot of range and very fast move speed early in the game.
Oh, GH in trouble. In fact, there's that range creep blocked him in. Oh, as he can still get around it, but nonetheless, I mean, as you said, just this double melee lane really suffering at the moment. Zai, let's see if he gave the courier, but not quite with the movement speed there. They have brought Kuroki down here though, so Liquid with the 3-man now. We'll see if that's going to make things any better down on this bottom lane in this early stage of the game.
He doesn't have that many camps to work with. He's actually forced to re-enchant his Mud Golem so that he can have some sort of lane pressure right now. He wasn't able to go for a chicken kill, didn't get any bounty runes, hasn't secured a safe lane or the mid lane. So Enchantress seems like a liability, at least in the first 2 minutes of the game.
And talking about not getting any bounty runes, there's Zai stealing GH's from right under his nose there in Liquid's jungle. Mid lane at the moment, Samael certainly having a good time. 12 for 5 against the 6 for 2 of Matuma Man. So outlaning the Lone Druid at the moment in this middle lane. Top lane.
Yeah, he has a double null versus the Quelling Blade. Bear actually has more damage if he times both of his pits perfectly, but Samael usually has the edge in the middle lane.
Bottom lane, Miracle as well, losing out to RTZ in terms of farm. A lot of pressure being put onto this jug. Has to be careful. En route and a couple of swipes will certainly hurt. As again, forced back from the wave. Arteezy and Zai keeping full control of this bottom lane.
Keep in mind, this is not the best thing for EG because they...
Oh, in mid lane. Oh, he's going to get the kill in return. At least what GH will be there for it. He tried to save himself with the Savage Draw. At the same time, though, bottom lane is also where the action's happening. Miracle being moved upon, but he does have the salve. But Sumail securing that first blood at the least there with that dive, and does force a TP rotation from Liquid.
And he bought his bottle before. He had enough time to do so.
So Sumail is fine with that.
Sumail was very happy with that.
On lane, he doesn't have Blade Fury. They're going to make a move onto him again. He drops down the healing ward. It's not going to save him. As the swipes stack up, Crypt with the kill secure. As EG doing infinitely better here in this Game 2 laning stage compared to Game 1.
Infinitely.
Infinitely. I mean, you saw Game 1, Ben.
I did. Just need to last till 17.
This is much better, as we can see. Top 3 CSs at the moment, all over on the side of EG.
Oh, Quap with a haste rune. Oh no.
This mid lane gets scarier and scarier now.
Yeah, at least he'll be level 5, I think, by the time he attempts for a gank. So the Brute might be able to deal with him at the tower. Got that range creep.
Trying to bring the man down low with the Shadow Poison, and in fact, bottom lane, the Kuroki just gets nuked down. They close in, the creeps, they can't help him out. The Purifying Flames from Crit. A good answer to the early game movements of the Enchantress, having that reliable nuke.
Oh man, Enchantress has actually committed to a stick this early in the game. It's good versus Batrider, but she hasn't been in the Batrider's lane at all. And Enchantress is suffering a lot.
And Sumail's going to be so scary this game with this start he's had. Level 6, as she says, still with that haste rune in the bottle. Plays are certainly there for the potential for EG to make. Top lane, mind control. Definitely having the lane as what you'd expect, as you mentioned, just trading farm evenly with Universe. Pretty much neck on neck as it comes to the last hitting at the moment. GH and mind control. Clearing out some of these jungle stacks as well. So also ensuring that GH gets the levels up. And he himself is able to be a little more useful with the rotations. As we've seen early on, very hard for GH really to find a place to find his effect felt. With the early levels on the Slardar middle lane, Sumail getting rooted. He's got that salve, the haste route. And in fact, just turns to harass back the bed. Probably won't look to jump in to kill it, and does have to be careful. GH is sitting around the middle lane.
He's been forced to heal with his bear a couple of times already. And Kuro's looking for somewhere to gank with his Enchantress, but he can't find anything.
Talking about ganking, Zai has his eyes on the middle lane. He's wrapped around. Sumail a little low on the mana, so won't have enough for the full combo as such. And looks like Zai doesn't see a good enough opportunity for him to make a move as of yet, until at least he sees the revealing of the rest of Liquid's movements. And bottom lane, they're going to find out pretty shortly. It's Kuroki and GH ready to make a beeline straight in onto Artur. They've got the Troll Trap into the Crush, the Blade Fury as well. It's going to be more than enough to bring down Arteezy. Liquid, with the successful rotation, claiming the kill onto the Ursa.
Big kill by them. I think Zai was attempting to scout it out, but he actually TP'd to the top shrine, wrapped around behind mid, dropped the ward, and he wasn't anywhere close to the bottom side of the map. I think Tree can nullify a lot of Enchantress's presence in this early game. Although she is one with nature, Treant has the edge.
Absolutely. And as you've said, just certainly the kind of movements we need to start seeing out for Liquid to slow down the force that EG is getting together here in these first 7 minutes. Mid lane is being eyed up by GH. They can get a root and could provide the chance for them to get in. In fact, he may just get the crush out right. Sumail holding back the blink, will still get back, but Kuroki's there, ready and waiting for him with the creeps. And they claim themselves the kill. At the same time, though, Miracle was brought down by the combination of Crit and Ursa. Him and Arteezy having enough lockdown to claim the kill. Mid lane, though, Liquid not stopping the slaughter. They close in onto Zai, creeps around him. Matumba, Kuroki, and GH move in. And they will claim a second out of this.
Finally, Bambi has found her footing, ganking the Quap. That was a perfect positioning by Enchantress there. And you have to wonder whether or not these EG wards are really doing them any good. Enchantress has not been in the area at all, and that's the main you're really concerned about in this early game. They have one near the T1 on bottom, and then one in between the T1 and T2 and mid. But Enchantress is playing around this bottom bounty rune and rune area, and I don't even think she blew a smoke to catch out Sumail.
A bit of a oh there from the crowd as Miracle does fail the stack. Back down on the bottom river. GH trying to come in to look for the rune, but a lot of control from EG. And that area Sumail with that regen rune in the ball. Definitely chances for him to make something happen with that. Just to build up the Veil first. Bottom lane, Arteezy getting some pressure on the tower. GH, the only one around in the neighborhood at the moment. Soaking up that XP, trying to get himself towards the 6. Just have to be careful how close he gets to the bear, and especially with Zai heading down here as well, there could be kill potential here for EG if GH isn't careful enough.
I'm sure he can get his dirty hands on him, but he's way too close to the tower. Or not.
They've come a little too far away now. There we have, the root is up. He's already used the crush, using the sprint to get himself away, and in fact the TP will spook EG. Now back away, mind control in with the rotation. Kuroki's there as well. See if he can grab anyone with a vacuum, but it's not going to be the case. Zai already out, as well as the rest of them, away from that tree line, and EG will avoid this rotation from Liquid.
Tree might have gotten his move speed nerfed, but still with Nature's Guide, way too fast for these jokers.
And instantly as well, Arteezy moving up to the top lane, realizing that Miracle maybe a little vulnerable now. They do have Lasso, of course, up on Universe. If they can get a Lasso into the overpower Fury swipes of Ursa, definitely a chance for them to bring down the Juggernaut. And the rotation from Sumail as well could spell something big for EG. He has that TP now sent out to him, so he's ready with the Sonic Wave to react to any sort of plays that Liquid go for near EG's tier 1s.
This is not good for EG though. EG are supposed to be ahead in this part of the game. They have two of their cores are huge lane dominators, Queen of Pain and Ursa, but because of the way that Liquid lane with the low druid in the mid, Queen of Pain can't really win that lane that hard, even though Sumail did get first blood. That's pretty unexpected, and he did die in response.
Kuroki will see if he can play his way out of this one. Sumail does have the Sonic Wave. He's holding on to it at the moment. Doesn't seem to want to expend it just for the Enchantress, and Kuroki will be allowed to walk away. Doesn't want to risk it, especially with Kuro holding on to stick charges in the sort.
Like ninja creep there. Also, the Hellbear Smasher does a lot. You don't really want to play into that.
Mid lane. Another wraparound attempt there from GH. And just goes for the quick corrosive haze, forcing Sumail to back up by the looks of it. Regen up that mana and get himself into a better fighting shape to get to another lane. But this is giving more and more space for Matumba, and indeed, as you said, even though Sumail has that lead, it's not necessarily a massive one. Matumba still certainly keeping up with the farm on this mid lane on the Lone Druid. And as we can see, EG got a little bit of a slight lead very early on, but it's evening out, and Liquid with, in fact, the edge in experience at the moment.
So both teams are about to get big team fight. We see the Blink Dagger 300 gold away on the Bat Rider, and then we see the mech also about 300 gold away on the Darkseer. So things are going to start erupting quite quickly. Matumba Man probably going to go for a Midas, but I think he's the only guy that's going to go for a farming item this game on Liquid.
There's little GH trying to sort of tease Sumail away with the crush potential. Hiding in the trees, but I believe it was spotted out by Kuroki's neutrals as he moved them across. Crit and Zai now here looking to hold. They want to try and do something with the Sonic Wave. In fact, they just pop it straight up. Does catch Kuroki, but it's not going to be enough to kill him. GH now comes back in with a response, gets the crush, and secures the chance for Kuroki to finish off the tier 1 with the creeps. Universe comes across a little too late as he doesn't find the chance to find that lasso, and that's going to be tower down in the middle lane. Sonic Wave used to at the end of the day, getting no kill at all, and that was with EG having 4 members around the middle lane, and they couldn't stop the push from Liquid.
And now Liquid have to be much happier about their Roche contention capabilities. I think they have good scouting with the Enchantress creeps who you don't really care about their lives at all. Just throw them in the pit, scout Roche out, and the main thing you have to worry about is this Bat Rider. He just got his Blink Dagger. He was trying to farm in the last fight, and Liquid knew that the timing was around perfect for them.
And say if he had that a little earlier, that mid-fight could certainly have gone a lot differently.
It's really hard to gank low Druid though, because if you lasso the Druid, you can recall your bear, and then, or you can just like Savage Roar everyone else. You can still Savage Roar while you're lassoed is the point. So it's not the best game for Bats because Juggernaut's also in the game. It was really good in laning phase as we saw, but now Universe has to deliver if EG want to secure Roche.
Bottom lane, EG setting up behind Arteezy as he looks to finish off this tier 1 tower. Ready for any sort of reaction that comes out from Liquid, but as the time stands, they are just looking for the trade. Pressure's down to top tier 1. Miracle looking for the final touch. He'll claim it. So a simple tier 1 for tier 1 trade at the moment, and Liquid, actually, by the looks of it, they're ready to move in for more. They're eyeing up that tier 2 on the top lane, seeing if they can poke out a response from Evil Geniuses.
This is still beneficial for Liquid. They're getting the better Roche towers, and that's, I think, what this like 10 to 20 minute phase of the game revolves around.
In fact, they found Zai here. Pop down one sentry, Zai. Holds the bat with the overgrowth, but in fact, Miracle jumps straight out of it there with the Omni Slash and the Blade Fury to force Zai away from the tree line and get themselves the kill.
I'm surprised Crit didn't cast Fate's Edict on him. I think he maybe didn't have enough range, it looked like, in that fight. Arcane Rune on Queen of Pain. Pretty decent kill rune if they want to take a team fight, but they have no catch right now with Batrider still farting out neutral camps and the Treant already dead.
And certainly, as you said, could be an issue the fact that 14 minutes in, even though Sumail had a good start in lane, he's only gotten himself involved in 1 kill. The action just hasn't been high, and as we could see, definitely favoring that of Liquid. Matuma Man now top of the net worth. Liquid themselves looking to make a play up top. Arteezy, he's got backup coming. Crit is in the neighborhood. He's going to have to do something to help him out. He'll look to try and root mind control and hold him back. Arteezy pops the enrage, but Liquid, they're ready to fight this. Miracle surged up, Blade Furying as he chases down Crit. Has got the magic immunity there with the Fortune's End. So they won't get the kill immediately. Now Sumail looking to respond to this one. Jumps forward. Hasn't quite got the mana for the Sonic Wave. Now he has. As the regen rune ticks in, will jump forward again. Has he got the damage to bring these two down? Miracle still being backed up by Mind Control and Kuroki. Sumail, he's got to just a bit. Can he actually? He can't. Unless he wants to jump in even deeper, but he's got to be scared of what Liquid could have him back up. Sumail just doesn't find the chance.
Though.
Bottom lane as well, Liquid, they're finding the action. Universe will lasso the bear, but the root comes through, GH comes in with a crush, and Universe is brought down.
Both unfortunate timing, but EG's teamwork is non-existent right now. The Batrider still has not lassoed a hero, and they need more kills right now. They're losing complete control of the Dire jungle. Maybe they can get the Skuro kill though.
And they will. With the overpower and the enrage, nothing to hold back the swipes of the bear, so that's something. But still, this is, I mean, Liquid, the confidence there as well. I think we saw, even on that escape when Sumail was chasing down Miracle, he still pauses to drop an item to get the most out of his stick charges, maximum efficiency to make sure that Sumail doesn't have the burst.
The Io Shell on the Juggernaut also canceled his regeneration rune. He would have had enough mana to burst with the Veil, but...
Look at this up top again, Arteezy getting surrounded here by Liquid. The wall is down, he's troll trapped up. Miracle still has that Omni Slash available. The ult will come through onto Artur. The damage will still tick down. The question is if EG can have the heals to offset the damage that this side of Liquid do, and they do. They'll keep Arteezy alive, and now the turnaround comes through. They'll bring down Miracle. Now they'll look for more. The root will be there to hold back Kuroki. The overpower, is it going to be there? It doesn't need it. The slow right clicks fly through as EG. They get the double for Arteezy. Sonic Wave flies through to Mind Control, and they'll find themselves the third. Evil Geniuses with the right response to Liquid as they get over aggressive there with the Omni Slash from Miracle, thinking that they can bring down Arteezy, but great control and play from Crit, making sure that the Purifying Flame heals were to be enough to keep Artur alive and enable him to turn around with the team.
They have a really hard time killing people through the False Promise, though. You have to keep in mind they have Leech Seed and the Living Armor on top of the Purifying Flame. Yeah, there's just incredible amounts of heal coming out. Not to mention Lifesteal from Ursa. He threw a lot of Fury Swipe stacks onto the Juggernaut, so he also had that extra little bit of heal, which pushed him over the edge, and they also didn't get the wall when they were on Ursa, but that wouldn't have made a big difference at all because Ursa's illusions hardly do any damage whatsoever.
Very, very big fight here for Evil Geniuses, and we will be able to catch the replay here. And indeed, it looked like Artur in a whole world of trouble, but there we have it, as you said, everything, all the heals being sent his way, and that False Promise ensuring that the damage that Liquid was done was entirely counteracted by that healing output that Evil Geniuses have.
Yeah, they thought they could take a fight with a mech. I think it was a pretty good call for them. They just want to create a little bit of space so that Lone Druid can farm. but after conceding one big fight, RTZ heads straight inside of the Roshan pit.
Let's see what Liquid can do about this. They look like they are aware of this. We'll see if Kuroki does indeed send in the creep to scout it out, and he has. So Liquid know what's up. The question is, can they contest it in time? Mind Control's heading over. He does have the wall back and available. RTZ for the time being, he's manning up. He's fully committing. He has got the back of the team. In fact, Universe jumps in, but immediately there, the crush and Omni Slash in response. He's brought down. They do finish off the Roshan. RTZ does have the Aegis, but they've lost the bat. Liquid, can they get anything more? Miracle, surge forward with the Blade Fury, finds side, holds the bat with the overgrowth, but GH jumps across, he gets the crush. RTZ response comes in, but there's the 3-man vacuum wall. Zai in trouble. The Impetus fly through, forcing Zai back up the high ground, but they have the shrine. EG will be able to keep Zai alive for the time being. Middle lane, RTZ getting peeled away from the rest of his team. Sumail does have that arcane rune, he still has the Sonic Wave. They'll keep RTZ safe. Top, Zai being kept alive by the Fortune's End. Again, Crit making sure that the tree has the magic immunity to keep himself alive. And EG, they want to go back in. Sumail's got the blink up. RTZ as well with his blink dagger, ready to close the gap. But Matumba's there to make sure that they're held back. Savage Roar to put an end to that of EG's. And Evil Geniuses getting some serious momentum off that top tier fight, and now getting that Roshan and protecting the Aegis. RTZ still has.
Yes, and that was a very excellent vacuum wall combo from Darkseer. I think more importantly than anything, though, Queen of Pain and the rest of EG were able to play very well. Like, he keeps having these runes, too. These arcane runes just make it impossible to catch her without the blink dagger. And that was the blink reveal coming out on Slardar, that he was able to get that really quick crush on Universe. Universe has not had the impact that I thought he would on in this mid game. His net worth is starting to fall off. He is the last of the cores.
I mean, I guess at the least Universe sort of did his job there in the sense of kind of jumping into Liquid and just keeping them outside of the pit for those last final moments for RTZ to claim the Aegis.
He did his job. They wanted a clean kill inside the pit. He was about to kill Roche, take the Aegis, and then kill whoever he lassoed, but that was not as clean cut as EG would have liked, and Oracle was way too far away to save them. And now they still need to keep the pressure on EG. They have recovered, I would say, from the early game after that one big team fight, and they have the Roche, but still that's not enough with these mid-game heroes.
Yeah, they want a team fight, and they're going to be searching for it. Smoke around as they move in for the high ground. GH there, maybe there to dispel it. Sprinting past them all, jump forward. They found GH. They'll get the lasso off before the crush, and GH brought down. The Meg not enough to save him. Again, Mind Control with the 3-man vacuum walls. But the Ursa turns straight towards Mind Control. The Overpower Fury Swipe stacking up, and Mind Control's gone. The Sonic Wave flies through, catches two, but the Healing Ward is out for Liquid. Healing them back up, and now Matumba trying to force them back with the Bear. Kuroki with the creep control holds RTZ in place. They're being careful how they move in on this one. They know that Bear's still got that Aegis. They're bringing him down, but the heals again from EG, from that overgrowth and the living armor, holding them back and allowing RTZ to be kept alive.
Far superior positioning by EG, claiming the high ground and killing their main initiator before the fight starts. That was the debut of the Radiance coming out from the Lone Druid, but it was just not enough damage versus massive heal.
Grant in trouble though. Will be jumped upon, crushed as well. EG on the high ground, can they help Crit out? He'll false promise himself. RTZ turning towards Miracle. Miracle still has an Omni Slash. He'll be kept alive. He'll be able to get himself away. Now GH jumps in, finishes off the job onto RTZ and pops that Aegis on the side. Sumail will peel Kuroki off. See if Liquid see the chance to go back in for more. Matumba Man ready to start getting the push on now in this mid lane. He's amounted to a lot of high value here on this Ursa, on this Lone Druid. I'm talking about the Ursa. Just a quick pause. Looks like there's a little bit of a lag situation at the moment.
Lag.
Carly. But this game, well, we made it past the 17-minute mark, Ben. 21 minutes in. EG,
kudos to EG.
With the lead with kills, but certainly could go either way. We're about to see how much of a push Liquid can get off, and this is in fact with a man down. As Matumba Man looking indeed very stacked. Sumail will still at the top of the net worth. We're seeing how hard it is for Kuroki and such to play around in these fights with these high amounts of burst damage coming through from the Queen of Pain and from the Oracle, and even to an extent from RTZ with that overpower fighting through the passive.
Oracle's doing a lot of, he's casting his spells very well.
Yeah.
Like his Fate's Edicts are at the perfect time. His False Promise almost always saves someone, and he almost bursts people down with the Purifying Flame. So, yeah, this fight, they kill GH immediately at the start, and they have the Observer Ward on the high ground, and the Lone Druid Bear, it's good at like stopping blinks, but that's irrelevant because Universe already used his ultimate, and it's good at whittling people down, but Leech Seed and Purifying Flames is very good at healing up from this sort of bear damage that they have. But they can turn on the push, turn it up.
And they've got a good amount of push as well. With Matumba Man's Bear chomping away at the tower. So you have to certainly be wary though of that living armor. If they don't get that tower in one push, Zai certainly will be able to get it back up to full health. Looks like that will be the case here as Liquid back off. And Evil Genius is grouped up at the moment. We'll see what their next move is to be. And as quick as their group, looks like they'll split again. Just making sure that they can keep up in terms of farm, make sure that RTZ remains in a good place. See what he does build into. Did have the Desolator queued up earlier.
These four supports, they're going to be in for a rough time. Kuro has very low net worth, and he's countered by the Ursa and the Quap.
And Liquid, they've scanned this out. They know someone's here. And we'll jump forward straight away on GH. I think they'll be aware it was Zai now. As they don't find anyone else. The ping is coming through. Zai just keeping himself hidden in the tree line. Can they hunt him down? They're going to look for it. In fact, oh, is that a blind crush? That was a blind crush. They got him. Have they got detection to put down for the kill?
You see the TP.
Oh, okay. Nonetheless, finding him there hidden in the corner.
It's a lot of wasted time. So now Diffusal Blade comes out. This makes Oracle's life so much more difficult when he can't Fate's Edict himself. And also, the slow is really important too, but it's... Miracle's gotten to that point where he can deal with the Oracle, and I think they should have enough tools to kite the Ursa. It's still a game of whether or not Mind Control can get a big ultimate off, and if EG can counterplay it.
GH here trying to dive behind the tier 2, but Universe will be there with the counter. Lulling him back with the lasso. RTZ moving on to GH will bring down the Slardar. Crit keeps himself alive with the false promise. RTZ now turning towards Kuro. Zai and Universe getting him around on the sidelines. In fact, though, in the middle of it all, Sumail jumped in, takes a full slash from Miracle.
That Diffusal Blade was so fast coming out on that Yule Scepter. Oh my goodness.
RTZ seeing if he can bring down the bear with the root. Got a good chance and he'll get it. Plus 300 gold here for Ursa. But they've lost 2 so far in this attempt to push, but they're still sticking around. Miracle closing back in onto RTZ Matumba, looking for a potential route. The vacuum back into Kuroki Stone there with the Centaur. They've caught out RTZ. RTZ down. Zai and Universe still hanging around on the sideline, but they're not going to want to jump into that. As Liquid will clean up the tier 2.
That's a big course down. Universe has been very fast on lassoing GH. I am very surprised at how quickly he's able to do that. And once they take down GH, it becomes so much harder for Liquid to fight. I'm surprised they stuck around, but with some excellent coordination, they were able to chain the vacuum into Centaur Sun to actually have some sort of secondary initiation. That's what caught EG off guard. Also, the Diffusal Blade killing Sumail early on in the fight.
Dagger now for Mind Control. Mid lane. Timber. See if you could get that cheeky first hit route.
Oh, and can you guess the only hero with no deaths in this game?
The only hero that I haven't seen die. I want to say. Oh, Ben, that's a hard question.
You don't have the scoreboard in front of you. No cheating,
I'm not cheating. I'm not cheating it. Is it Mind Control?
Nope.
No. Zai.
Nope.
No.
It's crit.
It's crit.
I don't know how crit has no deaths on Oracle.
I was going to say, to be fair, he has false promised himself a few times.
Yep, but he still hasn't died.
For sure, yeah, give him credit. Give the man credit.
He just has arcane boots and urn, and he's still not dying to this lineup. It's pretty incredible. I don't know what the Russian ones mean, do you?
Apparently that one means it's a GG.
It's GG.
Yeah.
I know some of the Chinese ones.
What was that Chinese one?
Sunstrike.
Sunstrike. There we have it. International memes.
They just yell a lot. They're like, Sunstrike! Sunstrike!
That's kind of what I do.
You have more finesse than that. Don't shoot yourself down.
Top lane Liquid claim another tier 2. EG not looking to form any sort of a defense outside of the map up there.
Add more creeps to the mix. Hell Bear on Bear on Bear.
All the bears.
So Roshan #2 coming up very soon. Liquid played incredibly well from the 20-minute phase to the 26-minute phase. That was the time where I thought EG would be able to get a good grip on this game, committing with the Aegis, but maybe some sort of lag coming out that caused him to lose his first Aegis is going to be...
This could be huge though. Look at this. They found Miracle with the lasso. Have they got the damage to bring down the Sonic Waves there? Miracle weekend low. No! Finally falls. Great way for EG to start the fight and they're not done. RTZ blinks in, finds a second on the sideline, purifying flame. In and crush the creeps to look to farm them, and the fact that at the same time, Ben, Roshan's up. So not only an incredibly good team fight, a Roche, an Aegis, and a Cheese, two evil geniuses, and Liquid.
This is the trade-off for Crit playing very well in the early game. They're like, this Oracle is a very, very big problem, and because of that, the Juggernaut has to commit to a diffusal first. He could have lived if he had the Manta.
If he had the Manta, yeah, absolutely.
But the Orchid came out perfectly onto Miracle, and he has a lot of HP. He has 1440 HP, but still ends up dying to this amount of burst.
I think definitely GH will be kicking himself for not still having a Blink Crush available to react to Miracle being lassoed.
Yeah, he cannot show himself. No, they do have the Darkseer backing wall, but without the Slaughter Blink, it's underwhelming.
Where's the follow-up? Yeah. There's no sort of AoE control, unless there's a creep.
Yep. But that takes a lot of foresight. Trying to beat Oracle in the foresight game, it's not going to happen.
Especially, when you're trying to do it against an Oracle.
He sees
such
everything.
As Chris. Let's see what they can do here, Liquid. And we'll respond to this. They can deny. But EG really solidifying their grip here in game 2. Much.
Ooh, an early gem. That's exciting. You don't see that very often anymore. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. I think
this is the right game to do it.
It's weird because they don't have any Invis heroes on their side, but they know that this is the time. This mid game is supposed to be EG's greatest strength. They didn't have a good early game, and they've been playing very well in the mid game comeback, but they still need a little bit more. And they need to shut down any sort of map control that you get from Liquid. They need to make sure that this Enchantress has nowhere to farm. You want her to just die to like 4 hits from the Ursa into the later game. He's going for Deslo, so that's definitely a possibility pretty soon. And it's at the same time, it's a little bit risky. If you lose a gem, this tree is gonna get destroyed. But at the same time, if you keep it, this tree can have a huge game because they won't be able to see him unless they buy tons and tons of dust. So Cheese up on Queen of Pain.
So Matt, he's got to be careful with this. The sentry has just been placed up on the cliff. So he really does not want to make a move up on it unless he has the backup necessarily. He does have Universe coming in with the grab onto Kuroki. GH with the response. Gets to the 2-man crush. Kuroki gets bursted down. The Sonic Waves there. Now looking to jump forward for more. There'll be the surge to try and get GH back to safety. But Sumail holding him back with the Yule Scepter and following him through as well. There's going to be no stopping here from EG as they look for more. Is there anything that Liquid could do to hold them back? And it doesn't look like it. They've got to sack GH, leave him alone. Sai comes through with a punch, and EG again finding a second pickoff with Liquid not able to respond.
They can't deal with this Queen of Pain now. Queen of Pain has recovered immaculately from the early game, now top of the net worth, even despite dying 3 times.
I mean, this is insane. The fact that Sumail is keeping up with a Midas Radiance Lone Druid and a Midas Radiance Matumba Man Lone Druid of all things.
Yeah, I don't know how he's able to keep up this amount of farm. The Roach Gold certainly helps a little bit, and playing around with the Cheese right now, he can have that extra layer of aggression that was not possible before. And he has the False Promise behind him and Living Armor, so all these tools are going to play into Sumail dialing up.
And he's nearly got the Shiva's Guard complete. This is going to be absolutely massive in these fights but again, just something else to keep him alive, even if he gets Blink Crushed. And also to provide that slow to allow Arteezy to commit on targets and chase them down.
He's going for a Scepter now onto the Ursa. Scepter is good for multiple reasons. It increases your burst a lot because you can use your ult a lot more frequently. And secondly, it prevents you from it helps you not buy BKB, which you don't really want to do on Ursa.
No, definitely in a game like this, it's got so many more benefits. I mean, what are you worried about being crushed? Now you've got the ability to get out of it. silences, I mean, no one's really going to be building any silences this game on Liquid, and they don't have. So yeah, Agzers are definitely the way for Artur to go.
You can also like take off the corrosive haze very early on in the fight. I think he could just commit it at the start of the fight though to burst someone down. I think that might be more important to get a kill in combination with the lasso and have it up. I think the cooldown reduction may be a bigger play here than being able to cast it through a stun.
They found the bat. They want to bring it down. They've got the DD on Sumail. Is it going to be quiet enough? Doesn't look like it is. Soulburn, not enough to bring it down. So Matumba will keep Alfredo alive.
Where the Shiva's at?
There it is. Well, in terms of committing it for that kill, maybe. Maybe he could have done it. That's for sure. Maybe he's still a little scared of how Liquid will react, because as it is, Liquid do have their full lineup on the high ground, so EG just a little worried about potentially being jumped upon, and they themselves are to smoke up, sweep the map, see if they can catch any of Liquid out of there. But Liquid playing very reserved now. It's clear that they are much more scared now of Evil Geniuses after the way the last few fights have gone. They do now have a, they've got the gem themselves out on Lone Druid.
They are against the Treant Protector, but now they've awarded most of the ward, so that's why you see Liquid playing in this held back position behind their T2s. And now they have to worry about the Queen of Pain. The Queen of Pain's an additional layer of chaos that Liquid don't want to deal with. You blink in with Shivas, and you're very unlikely going to die. Like, he has Yules to save himself, he has a ton of armor, and he has a cheese to fall back on just in case. And that's a problem because normally you're waiting for the Bat Rider lasso.
Oh, that was close there. Sumail, he blinks at the same time as GH. It looks like he may still get taken down. No, the false promise comes through. Sumail's going to be kept alive, and now with the overgrowth, EG, they're the ones ready to chase down. The wall will be dropped, but Arteezy straight into the front lines, looking to commit on the target, will be held back by the slow. Can't actually chase down Kuroki. He himself now in trouble as Mike John to that focus him back towards the middle. Miracle will be nuked down. Arteezy still alive for the time being. A crit coming in just in time with the save. Keeps the bear alive. Mike Control's trying to chase him down, but he doesn't have the damage. Arteezy survives. Liquid, they've lost 2. They've lost 3. Sumail going absolutely ham. But Tumaman tried for the TPI. He will make it. Bleaching out in base. It's going to be close now. He should be fine. Kuro's there as well. Using his extra heals will require, but what a fight for EG. And just that starting there, both Sumail and GH blinking past each other. Sumail staying alive, and again, you've got to give a shout out to Grit. This man, false promise onto Sumail, the Fortune's End and Surge onto Arteezy, making sure that Liquid can't finish him off with the magic damage. The control's been perfect from this Oracle in these team fights.
I like the synergy between the Enrage and the Purifying Flames too, because it's pretty much a free heal without you actually having to commit the face edict, so Ursa can still attack. But yeah, Crit, I would say definitely the MVP this game. His amount of saves with this little net worth is a sight to behold.
And he still hasn't died. 7-0-6.
Yeah.
And look how much money he's got. He can buy what he wants. He will go for the mech.
What a selfless
Picks it up
guy.
pretty much full up. 22-9, 34 minutes in. 11k gold lead now for Evil Geniuses. They clean up the shrines on the side. Sumail closing in on that Bloodthorn.
Now there's no one for them to jump. They need to do like a double jump. Like you jump in with a Slaughter, once you see the Oracle, then you vacuum wall so they can get a kill on him. But Oracle's just been very far behind in these fights, just hiding in the fog. And also the cores from EG have been aggressive to the point where Liquid cannot ignore them.
Oh, look at this, Liquid there. They're going to go for the smoke here. See if they can get the jump on. They find Crit. He's going to be forced away. Overgrowth there as well. Crit, he's going to be kept alive. And again, he gets off the false promise. Can they get him away? In fact, with the Yules there to hold back Miracle, it looks like Crit, he may just survive this one. He's healing up. He's going to be fine. False promise ends. He still survives. And it's Liquid that have lost Kuroki. Sumail jumping forward with the Sonic Wave. Shiva's Guard finds Matumbaman as he looks to try and hide in the tree line. Look for the TP out, but Sumail jumps forward, has the Yules. TP is cancelled. Matumbaman is taken down. EG again, and you just can't kill this Oracle.
Wow, I did not foresee first phase Oracle being this useful in this game. The amount of saves is ungodly from Crit.
Whether it's saving himself, saving his teammates.
Nice force step from, I believe, Universe to set that false promise up. He almost died before he was able to false promise. That smart art stun duration nerf.
And here we have it, EG taking their second melee racks. Bottom lane, range racks to fall as well for Liquid. And I mean, what do you do if you look, as you said, you've got to look to jump in onto 2, but as we're seeing there, even if you jump in onto crit, you don't win the team fight.
Well, they have to kill him.
I mean,
that's step 1. Kill him in the jump. If you don't kill him in the jump, you lose the fight.
Yeah, it really seems to be the case.
Because they committed vacuum for that. If you don't commit vacuum, it's not that big a deal. But that was, you still have to commend that play from Liquid though. Dropping the ward at the H spot to get vision to the high ground, fighting at the opponent's stride is a very bold move.
And look at it, they love to Broshan at this game, but it's going to be so hard. Link back for Samael, RTZ committing with the Enrage to the Roche. He is going to be able to find it, picks up the Aegis. GH will jump forward, looks for some sort of a steal, but he's not going to get it. Universe quick with the lasso, holds back the Slardar, and now it's Liquid trying to get on the retreat. But the silence there onto Micro will be purged off by the Greaves. High ground, Miracle trying to get himself away with the Blade Fury. Samael though, he finishes off the second kill, gets Kuroki, and now he's closing in for more. Miracle on the high ground, trying to retreat, but RTZ's in there with the bash. And they find the third. EG walking away with game 2. I mean, game 1 may have been a very quick victory for Liquid, but EG making sure that this one, 37 minutes, is a little slower and a lot more painful.
Time to spam those Russian chat wheel commands. It's over for Liquid here. They have a little bit of fight left, but this fight around the Roche that they committed, like the big item spike from the Orchid that led to the miracle kill. Here they go.
They try it in. They'll get the 3-man vacuum wall into the Crow side, falling low, trying to get himself out, but again, Chris there with the save. They'll drop it down. The false promise, he's going to be kept alive. RTZ will be rooted. Does, of course, have that Aegis to rely on. On the side, though, they've lost Kuroki again. RTZ again still survives. The face-eating fortune then from Crick, keeping him alive. He heads back to the tier 4. Liquid, they're down 3. They don't have buyback.
No one died on EG.
I mean, this is insane.
What? I don't know how Oracle kept 2 people alive there.
And here we go. On to the base, and they'll tap out. They know it's over. And what a game for EG. It sort of feels so good for them coming back after a game 1 as dominant as it was for Liquid, and then giving us that tight-knit performance.
I mean, are they locked in for TI? Liquid, I mean, you've said already that they have not had good results. Would a win be enough to push them, or at least much closer to the opportunity for an invite, or is it just not enough?
A win guaranteed, 100%.
100% guaranteed.
TI second, it depends how many invites there are. I want to say it's probably enough regardless.
Because considering the competition, right? Considering who has been here in Moscow, and just how close it will be to the international.
And that's maybe a little bit less pressure on this match itself.
Right.
Especially for EG, who are more or less a lock for TI. So I think there's like an exhaustion, there's some level of maybe nerves going in, but I don't think there's going to be like a pressure like you have to win. It's not like the pressure of playing at a TI or one of the majors.
I'm sure there's no doubt that Liquid have had the chat saying, if you really want to know that we're going, pick up the win here. Pick this up, know you've got the guaranteed ticket. And so we start the draft and already change up. Crystal Maiden has been taken away from Crit.
That is itself a rather interesting move. The last game, EG had first pick. They first picked the Treant, they won. And this game, Liquid has first pick. All the bans are the same. They did not go for the Treant, but they do put a lot more focus on getting a hero like CM. And both of the teams like to run the hero too. So it tells us that Liquid is not afraid about the Treant at all, even though they did not do well against it last game.
Yeah, Crystal Maiden has been and is featured amongst the 3 heroes that they most picked. In fact, it's quite interesting. Look at Liquid's current 3 heroes on the right side of the screen. The 2 banned and the first picked are EG's most played heroes. They're taking them away from them in one way or another.
Well done, Alex. Well done. Good observation.
This is not observation. This is just me reading a spreadsheet.
And who are they going to pair it with? Darkseer to open it. So removes one of the counters against Tree, whilst giving them potential dual lane. Kind of good opening.
Yeah, awful lane for CM. You don't want anywhere near the lane. Treant plus Darkseer. I mean, the main thing is like you don't want to give away the Darkseer when you have Treant. So I think that's partly one of the bigger reasons why you pair those 2 heroes together.
Winter will be happy.
I mean, Liquid will try their hand at it.
It was it was EG's first game's opening, right? CM Bristol back.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is like, if you do a BB safe lane, but I'm not saying they will do it, like they can do it in all 3 lanes, but BB can actually absorb the pressure that the Darkseer and Treant throws at you. This is the good thing about Bristleback. You can lane him anywhere, and you can put him in the lane that has the most amount of pressure, and he's just going to be fine in the lane. He doesn't farm as much, but it's very difficult for the enemy to push him out of the lane and etc. It's a good hero to be placed against a pressure lane. That's why BB is such a good pick nowadays in the current meta, because you often see all these kind of like very, very annoying lanes, very hard to deal with, and BB is the perfect hero for that.
BB, your baby. Co-op taken away from Samael.
Wonder if that means EG might ban the Lone Druid.
Bloodseeker ban again, because they have the Darkseer. But EG, I mean, it's interesting to see this ban again because so now we've seen this ban twice already, twice or three times, and Liquid has picked the hero up like 1 time in the previous series. So like EG sees this hero as a threat. This hero is a hero that, if not dealt properly, he can do a lot in the fights, and you can't really predict how much he can do as well because the hero can do a lot, but he can also die very easily. Very volatile hero.
Kind of interesting to see the Quap and the Lone Druid bans traded for one another. It feels like their whole purpose was to cover one another, so now that they both ban it, they both lose a ban.
Yep, and Liquid bans the Sven as well. Sven is really good against the Bristol. Like, they are the teams that picked up the hero against the Bristol in the first game. And the enemy does have Darkseer. Darkseer Sven is very good combination together.
Still Razor in the pool, which was like what banned out in the second stage in at least game 1. Something that's been played against the Bristleback, played in Arteezy's hands and Sumail's.
I would say probably harder to play against Sven than Razor as a Bristol. I mean, it's quite annoying as well because of the unstable current. Then you don't really want to go him. Then you get slowed all the time. But EG just going all mass team fight, vacuum, Warlock, ultimate, fatal bond.
Radiant team pick.
It's gonna help a lot against the Bristleback lane.
Team pick.
That was a quick
That
draw.
was really quick. They knew what they wanted, and Drow is a hero that is really good against Bristleback. Because in the laning phase itself, the cold arrows, the silence, all the tools that Drow has is very, very good against Bristol. And you're a hero that can always have the option of building a Silver Edge. So all in all, Drow is very, very good against Bristol.
You previously have described Drow games as lots of early damage, lots of early success. You've also previously highlighted that Tree and Darkseer are very scary in the lane. You suggesting EG are going to have some early game dominance here, Kevin?
It's definitely possible. They could just move Tree around, put him in the safe lane at start, maybe kill Bristle once, go to the off lane. Pretty much anywhere Tree goes, he's going to be useful.
EG should have the advantage in the off lane and the mid lane for sure. The question for the Drowse lane is how much do they contest the Drowse lane? Like a Tree and Darkseer should be able to put a lot of pressure on, and the mid hero with Precision Aura should be able to win their lane as well.
But the tough part is you don't know what Liquid's lanes are yet. Could be Earthshaker off lane. Mind Control's been playing that a lot, but Miracle also played it mid.
I mean, the thing is like they are not sure, but their lanes right now are looking pretty solid. Warlock, Drow, Darkseer, Treant, they're all very solid lanes on its own.
Lycan here that can perhaps run and charge down the Drow range and
Anyone gonna do the hand clap thing? Tumba's favorite hero, man.
No,
he's smiling. Look at him.
Smiling.
I mean, the hero is actually in theory very good against Drow because you just like Drow is very weak against gap closers, and Lycan is a fantastic gap closer.
But Overgrowth from Treant is really good against Lycan.
Yeah,
it's like one of the best ways to stop him from moving around.
But if they do like have a good early game, Lycan pulls ahead. I can see Lycan being like all over the place and Drow can be very hard pressed to find any solutions against that.
Will Liquid use their 5th ban? Or will they fall into Secret's trap? The no 5th ban.
That's the
You want to ban the OD again? OD versus Bristle always seems very good. Gives you a save, gives you good damage output.
Good with Drow Aura.
But that was the hero they ran at one time against Secret when there was a Bristle on the playing field. OD versus Lycans should be fine as well, I want to say.
Can see a Liquid fan there.
That's interesting.
EG fan.
They banned out the Enchantress, so even though Enchantress wasn't successful the last game, but Enchantress is a hero that's very good against the Drow. You want to mess with her lane early, you don't want her to just farm, get her levels, and the pace of the game would be really quick. So EG is more or less only worried about heroes that can slow the draw down, hence the last band Enchantress. And they're also worried about a push because Lycan Bristol could easily be a very quick game.
I do love that when you look over Liquid, every draft there is a full-on democracy. Every single person is inputting there. We saw Mind Control to Matumba to Miracle to Kuroki.
So do they? I mean, we're basically looking at a 4 position here. They're still
Shaker. GH has played Shaker
could
before.
be Shaker could be 4 position.
But
I mean, I think they could, if they want to, they could do this Shaker 4 position Bristle off lane, Lycan safe lane, pick another mid. Basically, the Shaker just goes level 1. You fissure the off lane, so the Bristle gets, even though it's a bad matchup against Drow, but if you can ensure that Bristle gets some farm, the fissure will make sure that the Bristle gets level 2, bare minimum. Then the lane could be okay for Bristle. So I could see that working for Liquid.
That's probably the discussion they're having at this point as well.
I mean, they have a lot of options with their 4 heroes right now. A lot of different ways to set up their draft, different lanes. So it's all about what they want to do right now. So I can understand why they're taking a long time here. They need to be able to find out what's best for the team and what's best against the enemy.
And of course, I mean, we talked about it before, it bears repeating. How much does player preference play a part in these huge discussions, these grand final drafts?
Probably doesn't matter as
I
much.
think a bit though, like we saw in True Sight, like when it comes down to like that mid, like right now, like if you're asking who do you want to ban mid, you're likely asking Miracle, like who do you not want to verse?
Right, it is,
Like,
that's the player preference.
I think that's a big part of it. And I think similarly, it's like when you want to pick a hero for your mid, you're asking them if you think it's a good hero for this game, because they know, like Miracle knows, is this a good Invoker game? Probably better than Kuro does. He's the one who plays Invoker all the time, and he has a good feel whether these are heroes he wants to play the hero against.
He's made the call. The infamous Invoker will once again enter the battlefield.
I do like it this game. There's sort of weak disables from EG, and he's got a ton of wave clear. He's got really good late game team fight, which they kind of need to offset some of what like Warlock, Darkseer Tramp bring out. I think it was a good pick here. And he's going to have extra mana from CM. Maybe a little hard to Sunstrike. It's basically Frostbite or Shaker combos only, but I think it can work.
So what other good laners are there available against Invoker?
The too crazy to go TA against
yeah.
Lycan Bristle.
Thinking TA, but TA doesn't feel... I mean, he's good. He has a good matchup, but doesn't feel like good for the game. I mean, there's... Okay.
Oh, wow. Retro.
Haven't seen that in a long time, but it's a combo. That's what MP likes to do a lot in the past with MP, Warlock plus Mirana. Combo. Aghanims, Mirana with the Fatal Bonds.
I mean, in the past, we saw some serious Sumail Mirana. Not in a while, though.
I'm actually not very convinced with the Mirana. I'm more convinced with the Bristol, the Lycan, the brutal heroes.
Winter, have you ever predicted against a Bristleback? I think once in your life you've predicted against a Bristle.
No, never.
Never? Oh my god. You're the biggest fanboy in Dota. Let's see what you got, though. I'm just clarifying. You are predicting Liquid.
Yes.
Faith in the Bristle, his Bristle baby. Bristle Bay. Gods.
I'm going to stick with Winter. I think faith in the Bristle, but also in Miracle's Invoker. I think this is a game where he should be able to do incredibly well.
I'm going to agree. I'm going to cast a Curse It and give EG the win by saying Liquid will win this. No problem.
So we've got Mr. Superstitious, we've got Bristles Bay. Oh, it's been an adventure so far, and it's only going to get more exciting now. Someone of Liquid and EG will take the lead and be one game away from the grand final and that trophy. Let's find out with your casters, though. Odie, Pixel, and Malenia waiting in the wings.
Thank you very much, Alex. And indeed, a very warm welcome back to you all watching at home for this Game 3 of the Grand Finals here at Epicenter 2017. Liquid EG's 1-1 at the moment. We've seen the draft, Ben. EG trying to bring back the Mirana Warlock combination. As we look over at Liquid, they've got something pretty standard. Miracle Invoker, Matuma Man Lycan. Are you confident in EG's draft? Because it didn't seem like the panel were.
Nope. We're all going to curse it.
Damn.
4 for Liquid.
So why not? What is it that you don't like about what EG's trying to do this game?
I think Drow's going to suffer a lot. I don't think they have the lineup to take enough towers in the early and mid game because they don't have that scaling offlaner. They have Darkseer in this game. Every other time that they run the Drow Ranger, I believe, they've had the Puck in the offlane. Puck wins his lane badly and can also scale pretty well. You get the 420 GPM, you have a lot of right-click damage. You can push towers by yourself. Darkseer is more of that team fight hero and isn't going to scale as well. And like vacuum combo on a hero like Bristleback, doesn't care. They have counter initiation too with the Earthshaker. They have good high ground stall with the Invoker. I'm a big fan of Liquid's draft over EG's in this game.
I mean, can you see why EG would go for that final pick Mirana this game? Again, another different hero for Sumail.
So you want a ranged scaling mid that right clicks. So TA was already taken out. OD might struggle a lot this game, just because I don't think they have like a good frontliner on EG so that he can already hit. And I think that Mirana is different.
How are you going to build in this? So you're saying you're looking for the right click. Do you still build the Aghanims?
You can right click later because you have the leap attack speed.
So you still get the Aghanims in the starting phases of the build?
It's like a different version of Lina, I would say, because you do a lot of magic damage early on. I don't know if he's going to go for a Scepter build. I have seen like the Lance build without Scepter a lot more often, but it does combo a lot better with the Fatal Bonds. Fatal Bonds on an Ag Starstorm is redonkulous.
I mean, I guess the other question really is with the Drow, Mirana and such, is it possible that EG can win their lanes as hard as sort of Liquid did in game 1 to the point where the Bristleback isn't an issue because of the pace that EG could get started early on with the Drow aura?
Well, Drow is versus Bristle, an annoying lane for Drow Ranger, but it's not complete free farm for Drow. Invoker versus Mirana, I would say slightly Mirana favorite because of Drow Ranger aura. Darkseer versus Lycan, that's, I would say it should be fine for the Lycan because they have the support. So I would say it's overall a wash or pretty close to a wash. I can't see it going more than like 65-35, one side or the other in the first little bit of the laning phase.
I know we have it. Liquid's lineup, definitely some heroes to be incredibly wary of, and of course, Miracle Invoker, something that can get shut down, but can bring himself back into the game. So we'll see what EG's answer and solution will be to what Liquid are bringing to the field this game.
It's all about that tree.
It is.
Tree is the early game dominator in here. Tree's already a menace in the early game. Combine that with Ion Shell, he can take a lot of the pressure off the Drow Ranger. He can maybe mess up Invoker's game or mess up Lycan's game to the point where EG can snowball ahead with the Drow.
You see the lane matchups that we are going to get. We are going to have EG going aggressive, so looking towards that top lane, but in response, Liquid will change their lanes up. They're going to make sure that the Bristleback's up there to tank the tri-lane and have Matuma farming down on the bottom.
He didn't hit the range screen.
In fact, now, GH, he's going to get the courier. He just walks in, and he just gives it a whack. And in fact, Sumail may be in trouble as well. He's been cornered off by the Fisher, walks into the Sunstrike as Miracle beautifully predicts his movement. And that mid lane is not off to a great start. Well, that may be a bit of an understatement, Ben, for Sumail.
Damn, that Sunstrike.
Courier and First Blood going to Liquid.
Watching good Sunstrikes versus good players is always a sight to behold. That was cool. That's, if you were against a bad player, you would never cast Sunstrike there.
Absolutely not. And Miracle knew that the sidestep was going to be coming up and down the river's width, and absolutely nails it.
Well, that's a 1,500 gold they won in and in. First Blood Courier.
Oh my goodness, yeah, look at that goldie. That is, that is scary. A minute and a half in, bam, just like that. It just goes to show, there really is so much worth in bringing down the Courier. It gives a huge financial boost to your team.
And just shutting down Sumail. So they will actually switch lanes up a little bit. I did see Bristle start off on the bottom, but thinking that Bristle is going to have a better time up top. What is the matchup? Oh, yeah. So they want to be able to pressure the Drow Ranger, it looks like, but
it's just the Drow and the Warlock, and it's easy up on top lane at the moment. As we have, for the time being, EG with these dual lanes of sorts. Zai down bottom, looking to keep some extra tabs onto Matuma Man alongside Universe. And mid lane, Sumail has still been able to find the CS, regardless of being taken down there in that First Blood. 9 for 4 against the 11 for 5 of Miracle.
This is great for Kuro, because when you see this early game happen, you get First Blood and you get a chicken kill, that means that you don't really have to do that much. You can farm on, get level 3, get her Arcane Aura up, and there's not that much pressure on Liquid this game. This early game should already be smooth sailing.
Look at this down bottom here. GH comes in with a Fisher block off as Zai tries to get himself away. In comes the Enchant Totem. GH, one more slap, not going to do it. Fairy Fire is there from Zai. He will keep himself alive. Liquid unable to find the kill, but at the same time, GH coming in just at the right time when things started to look a little hairy for Matumba Man.
Roaming Shaker's incredibly difficult to play, by the way, because Spitzer doesn't do that much damage, and he's like with a melee hero, and it's very difficult to block off in some of the lanes nowadays. So I'm surprised that he's been able to do so much in the early game. They did buff his like Enchant Totem at level 1, so that certainly helps a little bit, but GH has been spot on with the roam, with the totem. That didn't rhyme.
It nearly did.
I tried.
Mid lane, Miracle getting a bit heavier with the pressure onto this tier 1. Having that slight lead, which is certainly good news for him, especially seeing as Samel does have that aura to try and help him out. Zai will reveal himself, go for a quick lead seed.
He has the Force Spirit in front to block off.
No way to land an arrow onto the hero, of course. I mean, he'll throw it out nonetheless to get rid of the Forge Spirit. But Miracle keeping himself very safe and very hard, really, for EG's heroes to gank. I mean, we saw their Zai comes across. Even if you're adding a Warlock into that equation, very unlikely you get that kill unless Samel does hit a freak arrow.
And slow is good for Liquid. You want the pace of the game to be relatively slow, a lot of farm, like not that much pushing on either side, and just take it the pace that you want to. And EG, on the other hand, they need to be able to push out lanes aggressively, take down a lot of T1s, and eventually take the Rosh away from the Lycan and give it to the Drow Ranger.
Mid lane, GH. Getting in with the wraparound, but Samel keeping his distance, so more than fine. Definitely something to talk about, though, Ben. On this top lane, RTZ is having a brilliant time, and Mind Control is struggling immensely. He's only got 8 CS on this Bristleback compared to the 27 of RTZ in this top lane. Did you expect him to sort of lose out on the lane that badly early on?
Well, Crit's been parked himself the entire time up there, so I think that has a lot to do with it. Keep in mind that Smell has had 0 help in the mid lane aside from 1 rotation from the tree, but Crit has been in this lane the entire time, and I think it's only going to get worse once RTZ gets 6. That marksmanship armor is huge.
I mean, it feels like RTZ just hasn't missed a creep up here. CS absolutely on point.
It's a tough lane because you don't have Goo this early, so there's no way for you to close the gap in between the Bristle and the Drow.
Yeah, unless Kuro gets involved, and you can see him trying to keep some sort of backup there behind Mind Control. It's very hard for them to make the move, as you said, with Crit Shadow Word Heal being enough to overpower the damage that comes out from Liquid in this top lane. Mid lane, Miracle still making sure that lead gets bigger and bigger. 36 against the 22 of Samel.
They never know where GH is. He can also just keep stacking up the Ancients. He's doing that right now while still hanging around mid.
Oh, and so close to being brilliant there, but the Sunstrike slightly off with the prediction, trying to catch him post-sleep. It was a good attempt, but not good enough there for Miracle. The Samel will survive.
Well, if there's a game for Samel to be scared, it's definitely this game, where he has had an atrocious start despite having Drow Aura, and has almost been caught out twice now by the Sunstrike. And pretty difficult to predict places.
Yeah, especially against a hero like Mirana with that good move speed and that leap. Very tricky to catch out.
At least Mirana has an Arcane Rune, so she can kind of catch back up here. Still, Ancients being stacked again and again on the side of Liquid. GH making continuous round trips to Old Shrine.
I mean, top lane, they really do want to do something about RTZ. He's been keeping fantastic control of the lane here with Crit, and now the wraparound comes through. GH lands the Fish of the Frostbite, the Sunstrike, more than enough to bring him down. Crit will try and get himself back to safety, but it's not going to happen. Enchant Totem there to cancel the TP, and GH, the gentleman, lets Mind Control get the final touch for the kill on the Bristleback.
So he prevented a kill on Matumba Man on bottom. He killed Samil once in the mid lane, and he also killed top lane. So he's really won all 3 lanes while stacking the Ancient. That's incredible.
GH on that Shaker. As you said, it is not easy, but GH is certainly making it look like that mid lane. Indeed, Samel will have to leap over the Fish. It does still have to be careful of Miracle's right click. Tries to man up here. Again, goes for the prediction with the Sunstrike, but will be off point. So Samel able to survive this rotation.
The next level, just stand in place.
It seems to be the play here for Samel. Can't read your mind if you don't think. Top lane. Zai getting closed in upon. Mind Control and Kuroki see a chance. No, he's alone. And they will take him down. So Mind Control, even though he suffered in the CS, starting to scale up now with some good kill involvement thanks to GH and Kuroki.
All right, so when is EG's time to shine? They have the Warlock, but the thing is, Rock's like okay, but Liquid don't have to fight them. They can always get information with the Lycan Wolves, and then they can also just park in front with a Bristleback. How do you put towers with this farmed Bristleback who's going to be able to take this Ancient Stack and just buy a Vanguard and just sit right in front of the tower? It's very problematic for them.
Very tough.
And on top of that, like at this pace, Earthshaker's going to have a pretty good Blink Dagger timing.
How are we seeing on GH at the moment?
He has 500
He's got
gold,
500. He's starting the climb, yeah.
He's
very
already won the lane, so now the cores can create space for him. In the early game, supports create space for the cores. Later game, cores, or in this like right immediately past the laning phase, the cores can create space for the supports by farming up jungle or pressuring towers. Almost has those treads. That's a sad life. He was farming well. You mentioned our tour had a lot of last hits, but like these Ancient Stacks coming in, they're give you some of that XP.
This pretty much just makes that laning stage redundant for Mind Control. He may have suffered there, but this is going to be a huge boost to get him back in, as you said.
They can't even get any of the experience.
Yeah, they can't come close.
Oh no.
So Liquid getting another successful objective, and indeed just maintaining that very healthy lead at this stage of the game. 9 minutes and around a 4K net worth lead for Liquid. 4-0 on the board as well.
You thought Ancient stacking was over. Nuh-uh.
Absolutely not. There we have it. GH, the man himself. 6 stacks so far, and a lot of those being Ancients.
I didn't even see who stacked the bottom Ancients. Maybe he stacked it with a Wolf or something like that. I'm not sure, but yeah, that's the thing. GH won all 3 lanes and stacking both Ancients. I thought it was one Ancient. I was already pretty impressed.
This is insane. There's never any downtime for GH, that's for sure. Bottom lane, EG opening up onto Matumba Man. GH moving into position, making sure that they do hold back, but now he's been caught out by Gust. Now the upheaval starting to slow him down. Zai does land the root, but Liquid are going to come in and try and fight in return. They'll keep GH safe. The dust is out. Zai has been trapped up by the wolves, and Liquid are the ones to make the play down here, despite EG's best efforts. May not be done yet as well, as Matumba closing in onto Arteezy. Mind Control as well, ready to make sure that the gap is closed. The first coup is out. Is the Shadow Word going to be enough to save him? Ooh, it is! I can't believe he got out of that. He gets himself away. Arteezy will survive. Crit, maybe the one to attack this. No, he'll try for the TP as well. Is he going to be as successful? He is. TP Scrolls being the name of the game here for EG, as they keep 2 of them alive.
Sunstrikes ideally should have come out during the TPs. That's probably the only thing I can fault Liquid for in this early game. They probably should have had a Drow kill, which would have slowed the entire lineup a lot, because the supports can farm a lot better, or at least the Warlock can when you have the Drow aura. But Sumail trying his best to defend his tower.
He's come in and cleared the wave and forced Matumba Man back, but immediately Liquid are there. Sumail will try for the TP. Kuro can't get quite in range for a Frostbite. So again, another TP out from EG, as they seem to be very good at running away.
Greatest strength.
Top lane. The 2 of them who are down to run away. Universe and Zai want to get stuck in. They've got their eyes onto GH. GH again with the Aftershock trying to hold them back. Universe looking for the body blocks, bringing him down with the Iron Shell, but the body blocks aren't to be successful. There was going to be a TP coming through, but it does end up being cancelled. But it looks like GH is safe nonetheless.
When Darkseer is ganking, you know that things aren't going well, because usually you just want to farm your mech and then push. But they are not in that place right now. They're not in the good spot.
GH just desperately looking for any sort of fight that they could try and come out on top of.
GH getting ran at by Zai with an Ion Shell.
Here we go. This looks to be the kill for EG, as they'll come through with a final punch. At the same time though, Liquid making sure that they still find something in response. Tier 1 taken down in the middle lane, as they do not hold off this pressure that they have been keeping up since the very early stages of this game.
Yes, and now the Drow Ranger feels stifled, as does the rest of the EG lineup. Sumail getting closed in upon.
Does have the Moonlight Shadow. See if they have the detection. They do. Fisher there as the sentry's dropped along with the Sunstrike straight into Sumail's cranium, as the Mirana is shattered.
You made this very painful.
Oh, it looked painful, Ben. Everything to bring him down there. And it certainly seems that the worries of the panel are already becoming evident with these drafts.
Yeah, EG just need to open up the map a little bit more, get Drought Ranger a little bit more farm, get the Scepter up on Mirana, but she has 0 of the 4 pieces required to complete that Ags. So it might be a long way before Sumail's actually able to accelerate his farm. And he is number 6 in net worth. The lowest of the cores. Never a place you want to be. So now they can start to group up. They finally have the Warlock ult online and the Overgrowth. So it's a good time for them to take a fight. This is one of their biggest power spikes that they are going to get in the game. Unfortunately, they don't have a T1 to fall back on. And there's a ward behind them.
It's a risk. I mean, yeah, Liquid, they know exactly what's coming for them here in this mid lane. And they have the ults to respond. They've got both Freezing Field and Echo Slam to play back into EG's hands. RTZ trying to lead in onto Mind Control. Arrow won't connect. It looks to turn to put the pressure onto the tower, but Liquid, they are just using the 3 of them to hold it off. The same time, the Tummerman just getting free farm up on the top lane. And this is Liquid just getting much more out of the map than EG are with this 5-man attempt down the middle, but not achieving anything for the time being.
They just need to kill this wave. If they kill this wave, the push is over. And, okay, wave's dead, push is over, they're done. This first attempt to group up by EG has failed miserably, while the 2 side laners for Liquid. So nothing really happened, but there was a 1,000 net worth gain for Liquid just because of them being able to push out the lanes. And now EG, they need to reset, they need to push out both of the other lanes so that they can do something on the map.
Got to farm up to some sort of an item. As you said, if Sumail can speed up that Ags, it would be brilliant for the side, but it's still such a long way away. Bottom lane, GH has a haste. Gonna come in and, okay. In fact, with the straight up Echo and such, it's maybe a little overestimating the damage output they had there, but I mean, Universe was kind of like, what was that?
Maybe you hope that living armor was down at that
point. I don't know, I don't think it was. Would it have been enough for living armor? It
didn't
look that. No, as in if the living armor wasn't there, would he have actually died? No.
But it's still a good. He doesn't have blink, so it's not like he's going to use the Echo, but it looks like he is about to die here.
Yeah, he's going to pay for this one. Zai comes back in with Universe, and Universe says, haha, you try and kill me, I'll bring my big brother, and we will kill you.
Yeah, notice no way that he was able to survive that one.
In lane, jump forward from Sumail. Miracle trying to get in position for the combo, but a quick gust from RTZ holds Invoker back for a couple of seconds. Liquid are still wanting to chase this down though. Mind Control on the front lines. Universe has got the combo. See what they could do here with the chaotic offering as well if Liquid do group up, but again, Liquid being very careful with their positioning.
So Liquid's mindset right now is we don't have to fight them. They have to fight us. They have to come to us. They have to push our towers. And right now, EG are just not up to the call right now because they know that they could easily get wiped despite having all these teamfight ultimates because they fell so far behind in the early game.
Oh, Miracle. Tornado to the high ground, gets 2 in the combo. Crit and Zai left high and dry. Zai's down. Crit trying to hide up, but the sentry's down. They've got vision upon him. Sunstrike's there from Miracle as he picks him up as well. 2 dead on EG.
This Observer one right here to the southeast of the Ames. We have seen this time and time again because it's very hard to T-ward and you get almost as good vision as that high ground ward. And this will be the call for Liquid. That's a tough fight for EG to take. They didn't even get a chance to cast their ultimates right there. 2 supports just deleted.
Caught in the combo, Miracle. Miracle, as we can see, 9K, 9K net worth. Very early on in the game, 16 minutes, a big lead between him and well, the net worth that they have on the side of EG. And the 6K mark, RTZ, and 5.3 for Sumail at the moment.
Oh no, he has Ags already.
Yeah.
Row.
At this pace, we could see Miracle doubling the net worth of Sumail. Top lane though, RTZ does find potential for a solo kill. Looks to Gus, GH backwards. In fact, GH is just fogging him. He can't get the vision to finish off the Shaker kill, and now RTZ could be in trouble. He has got his friends on his way over, but Mind Control's there on the front lines. Echo Slam this time, it will be enough with the Sunstrike to bring down Artur. Zai's trying to come back in. They do get the 3-man golem. GH won't be able to hold them back with the enchant totems. He will fall. Kuroki with the freezing field. They tried to cancel it with the arrow there, but the creep's blocking it, causing Zai to fall to the damage. Now Sumail trying to DB out in the middle of the tree line, but they have the vision. Cold Snap's there. Sumail drops as well. And again, it's EG trying to fight despite losing RTZ at the start of it. At the same time, bottom lane, Matuma Man, he's claiming a tier 2. and it really just seems that Liquid are able to do twice the amount of work this early game as EG are.
They don't even really need to like him. That's
They don't.
A great part
He
about
just
liking.
pops the howl and he says, there we go, boys, that's my team fight contribution.
Yep. Ideally, that's what you want to do as a Drow Ranger, too. You want your team to be able to 4-on-5 without you, and then you push out some towers, but they're in such a bad position right now that they need the Drow Ranger to make plays, have some sort of damage, and RTZ go for more of a split push build. The Silver Edge, yeah, it's good versus the Bristleback, but I also think it enables him to hopefully not die around the map. I think the big problem is that Liquid have an overabundance of detection because of the Treant Protectors, so the Silver Edge not likely going to save him in many fights to come.
Definitely damage limitations, and of course, going full out with the Silver Edge, lacking any sort of early agi items such as the Asher or sort, so the extra damage won't be there for Sumail. And they need everything they can get, EG, because they're without their ultimates, without that chaotic offering, they're running out of damage that they can throw down in these team fights. And in fact, RTZ in trouble. That ward still there. EG never de-warded it. They have caught the Shadow Blade. Do they have detection yet? Dust is going to clip him. Living armor out upon him. Is it enough to keep him alive? But with the Gust back and the Overgrowth, it looks like they'll give RTZ a bit more time. Matumba chasing it down. Surge is there from Universe. RTZ will be saved this time round.
Luckily for EG, the only thing that Liquid is missing right now is a Blink Dagger on GH. If he has a Blink Dagger, that is a dead Drow Ranger.
Yeah, he's one more tier 1, and the money will pretty much be there for GH. So they're going to hold this one off. They've got the living armor. Liquid with the full 5-man, eyeing up this top lane. EG have to be careful how they come forward to do any sort of a defense. Pretty sure they'll choose to remain hidden, and indeed they will. As Liquid are allowed to take another tower from the map, keeping this tempo up. 19.5 minutes in, 10,000 net worth lead. See, again, I mean, tier 2. Do EG want to do anything? They don't. They realize now they have to try and split up and farm. As Liquid have been earlier, they still have RTZ working down the middle lane, and Sumail on the bottom trying his best to climb towards that Aghanims. Now they've got to come back though. Pressures onto the high ground. Liquid moving on to tier 3s. Sumail and Artur, they have to come back eventually. Sumail now TP's home. RTZ will stay in the middle lane. Says the aura is all I'm offering in this team fight, boys. And that may just be enough. Sumail's presence starting to slow the pressure down. Liquid struggling to fight through the living armor, but now they see a chance. Crit around by the shrine, won't pop it, doesn't need to, now it comes through. Universe says keep yourself healthy, pop the shrine now, the combo, coming in with the back wall, but in response, GH jumps forward with the Echo Slam, Sumail tries to leap away, but Liquid, they're kept alive, the combo just isn't enough, even with the multi-man vacuum and chaotic offering, they just can't bring Liquid down. They stay alive, EG to fall. Drow has to buy back into this one. They'll finally catch Matumba on the retreat of it all. They need something big. They need a huge cleanup here, EG. They tried to find mind control. It's not enough damage. The male jumped forward for it. Rules here onto Miracle. Miracle now turning, trying to finish off Zai. Zai on the way up to the high ground, jukes out the tornado. Miracle turns around with the deafening blast. Sumail caught out. The Sunstrike is going to connect. No! The lead just in time to keep Sumail safe. RTZ again holding back Liquid with the 3-man Gust. Again, a very scrappy fight, but EG do hold. They keep the tier 3 alive, they force Liquid back, and they get a big kill in the sense of Matumba, but it did cost them that buyback on RTZ, so his farm again will be hindered.
Just when you thought all hope was lost for EG, they pull one out of the hat. Finally, they get the Ags up on the Mirana, so now they can actually start farming, pushing out lanes a little bit more aggressively. It looks pretty bad, but
it's looking a little better though for EG. But I mean, if they had that Ags in that last fight, that would have definitely been a triple kill of sorts for Sumail. They did get low after that initial burst, Liquid. They just needed something else, EG, and now they've got it.
And they have the T3 still up, so they can heal up with Tree.
Yep.
Shrines still aren't down, and that was the Aegis push coming out from Liquid. So EG just bought themselves another 5 to 10 minutes on the timeline, or so they hope.
But Liquid, they're straight ready to get back into it.
Oh no, the Warlock ult is not up.
This is the time for Liquid to try and find a catch onto EG outside the base. But EG, they realize this, they're playing safe. Sumail, the only one showing down on the bottom lane with this push, as the rest of Evil Geniuses hold on to their high ground. and make sure they're not caught out by this. They may have to let this tier 2 go, but the next tier 3 push is going to be again when things get tricky for Liquid. I say that though, Miracle, he actually finds the two-man combo here on the high ground, just brings down Zai. And just like that, one hero less to worry about. Liquid finish off the tier 2, and now they're ready to go in again. How long are we seeing till the Chaotic Offering? That really is the big one that they need for this high ground defense, as Liquid, knowing that it's not there, are able to be pretty brash with their push. They bring the tier 3 down, Alacritying up, Bristleback, EG bringing the full 5-man back for this hold. Can they keep them off? They need to keep that tier 3 alive so they can buff it back up with the living armor. Miracle looking for the opening, catches the Tornado again onto 2. But the push certainly proving to be a little more difficult now for Liquid. Now the Chaotic Offering is back online. They've got to be so careful how they commit Liquid. They can't afford to lose another fight. In fact, an arrow straight onto Mind Control could be the perfect opening hit for EG. They'll vacuum back further in towards the base, but he's still able to get himself back out. They're grouped up, Liquid. Zai starting it off with the Overgrowth. Again, the Meteor drops down. Now the Chaotic Offering comes out in response, but GH is in there. Straight up to the high ground. Echo Slam onto 2. They'll look for the Surge Strike onto Samael. It's not quite enough damage. Kuro, freezing field, cancelled by the Gust from RTZ. As again, no one to fall, but EG are holding on to this high ground. And Liquid, they've got to give it second thoughts. They need something else. They need, it feels like another item now at this stage, because EG have got to this point where they can get this sort of Liquid get up to the high and take down the tier 3s.
But they can just try and go again. Liquid are adamant about taking down this T3 early on in the game, and hitting EG while they're still weak. 15,000 gold is something that's not super easy for Liquid to triumph, though.
I like this, though. EG, they're leaving the base. Let's see what they can get out of this. Liquid might not suspect this, knowing that the offering has already been used, but in fact, well, GH with this invis, he spotted out any sort of plan from EG, and they're going to be able to punish as Zai caught out by that Invis Rune Earthshaker, and GH jumping forward, drops down the sentry, eyes onto Arteezy, but not the lockdown to commit. But nonetheless, Liquid just making sure that EG realize that this is still a very scary game for them to leave the base.
The tree still hasn't healed up this T3, so Liquid are going to be very pleased to see that the tower's at 70% once they poke up this high ground.
Yeah. And this is, you know, the point where there's a BKB now up on Matuma Man. He can just solidly commit to bringing down these structures. And there's no Chaotic Offering for quite some time. Quick pause here before Liquid's able to see if they can get a successful high ground siege off this time. And they certainly have the position to do so.
He nailed that staircase.
There we go. Mind Control. The front lines. Crimson Guard out. TZ trying to push them back, but against the Bristle, very much a tickle. Samael actually leaps down to the low ground here. Will be Cold Snap, and that gives Liquid the chance to finish off the tier 3 in the middle. Matuma Man trying to lock in onto Arteezy, but EG now with Zai back alive, living armor there. They'll hold off, so Liquid again, they're being much more careful with the way that they push in. Not looking to throw everything in, as they know that they can keep a strong hold on the game now. With the tier 3s taken down, they look towards the shrines. They know they've got an edge, they know they've got this massive net worth lead, and they're making sure that they do not throw it away.
Smoke out coming out from EG immediately. There is no Warlock Run Glide. They do not care. They know they have to do something before this next rush, or it is likely GG.
See what they can find. Oh, is it going to be a Smoke and Roche? Oh, they'd love it, but it not quite yet going to see the Roshan respawn time. There we have it. It is a short one. It's still about a minute or so before it's there.
But look at Mind Control. He's in prime position.
They do have the Moonlight, though, to try and close the gap. And here we have it. Revealing themselves onto Mind Control. Zai trying to get in a position for an Overgrowth if any sort of response comes through. And here it has Miracle with the Tornado. EMP and Meteor. GH coming in with a 3-man Echo Slam. Catching the backliners of Evil Genius. His Universe drops the vacuum wall. The Starstorm combo from Samael will bring down only a CM as Liquid just clean up. Blink Fault from Miracle as they find Arteezy. Crit to be taken down as well as the triple kill is there. And the patience and positioning from GH there in that fight. Ready to jump in and just make sure that EG could not follow through on the commitment onto the Bristle. What an Echo.
I cannot imagine EG's disappointment when they saw Bristleback as a target. They would have loved to get Shaker, Invoker, Lycan, pretty much anybody but Bristleback. Did you see how little damage he took?
I mean, I don't think he took any. Look at how grouped up they are. GH, bam, no holding back, straight in, sees the opening, and abuses it beautifully. And at this point, Sumail jumping in with that damage, with the Aghanims, it's just not enough. With the BKB up on the Lycan, Kuroki tanking one for the team there, and now here we have again, Liquid ready for the push. Of course, last fight, there wasn't a chaotic offering, it was still unavailable, and even if it wasn't, there would have been no chance for him to drop it, so Crit does have that for this high ground defense. No ball. We'll see how much Liquid care about that though, as Mind Control, straight up, forces out the fortification. Miracle with the cheese ready for this fight, Aegis of course on Bristle. And how do they stop this? Looks like they may be able to bring him down the once, and indeed they will. So Aegis is popped. Again with the living armor there, making sure that it is very slow for Liquid to siege in, especially if they're, he doesn't want to commit himself to hitting the racks. They're comfortable with trying for this slow siege with just Mind Control, working away on the structures. Arrow will catch him.
Right now, though, he can't really out DPS the living armor. So what are Liquid going to do now? They just lost the Aegis for very little gain. But all three of their lanes looking relatively okay, I suppose.
I like this little smoke up here behind Bristle. They know that EG's put that wall down, has that vision. They want to try and work around it. Kuroki getting some high ground for themselves. Will be immediately dewarded. GH jumping in with a Fisher. Crit taken down by a Sunstray. Has to buy back. They need the chance for a chaotic offering if they want to have any hope of holding off this fight. Matuma Man moves forward with the BKB, but he will be rooted up the wall. In fact, the illusion just whipping him to pieces, but he will be kept alive. Backs away, will survive that initial jump. There's the vacuum onto two, but there's no follow through other than the Golem just chasing them down. The MP making sure the Sumail pushes back again. GH in with the three-man Echo Slam once again, sending three of EG straight to their grave. Sumail, Sunstrike there from Miracle to bring him out and down. EG, they only have buyback on two of them, and in fact, Zai, he could be in trouble as well. Miracle moving in, has the cold snap. Zai can't even get off a living armor. It's a dead armor, it's a dead tree, and GG is called. GH that game. From the early stage, the roaming to the later game, Echo Slam. What a performance. I mean, what a game.
That's incredibly hard to pull off too, as the roaming shaker.
Because in C pubs, there's this one guy that spams Lycan all the time, and he would always like try to ban out that hero. So I have my fair share of experience playing his Lycan.
Right, okay. But it's not something that crops up. Is it more of a specialist hero, or it's a more situational, just anti-draw?
Bloodseeker just ruins you. Like you're trying to run around, you're trying to gap close and kill your enemies. Then he ruptures you. Then what do you do? You just sit there.
Sit still.
And your ulti runs out, and you're like a creep after that. A tanky creep.
Also, find a lot more Bloodseeker in pubs.
I can't play support. Hit the jungle up.
There's been a good amount. There's 4 Bloodseekers I think played so far. I can remember 3 at least off the top of my head.
I can remember
at
least 3 instances of it being in the bans as well.
Yeah, and in the bans too.
It's featured, and here we go. The adventure begins.
Oh, there's an IO left.
They're gonna pick Wiz. Because right now
they
are first pick. So for once they're changing their draft, their first pick. Like I mentioned about the CM, I actually talk a bit about CM. How CM is really crucial in the meta between these two teams. Two teams that are trying to play a lot of focus on the laning phase.
Is it Wisp or Puck? Is that the discussion they're having right now?
Do they give the Puck? I think they should probably.
They probably should give the Puck, yeah.
You think they should give the Puck? I haven't seen EG play with the IO so much though lately. I know they of course can, but
I don't know. I'm a person that does not like to give away Wisp if I'm playing against EG or Liquid.
The nice thing about this CM Cuddle ban is that it protects yourself from that Bristle a little bit. These are 2 heroes that really empower the Bristle, make it into a much stronger version of itself, and that means EG don't have to worry about it as much coming as a 1-2 pick from Liquid.
So many great signs from the crowd. It's so cool. Love that there is love for these players.
Liquid definitely did not expect this ban. Like during the breaks, usually you talk about what your opponent.
They want Bristle.
They want Bristle. They're gonna Bristle.
Okay. They're giving the IO taking it.
It's like you're not gonna first pick Bristle. You're not gonna first pick.
Is this a little reminiscent of your chess days, Winter? Just thinking 3 steps ahead.
Yeah, of course. Like during the breaks, that's what you do. You try to anticipate what your enemy is moving. You're predicting what they want to do, so that when you go in, you have a very good plan and a good idea towards what they want.
Yeah, IO does get picked up by EG though.
So EG does pick it, but both these teams know this hero very well. So Liquid, like GH, knowing this hero so well, he can know what's good versus it as well. So they can go for the Bristle, and they can go for something like that. Yeah.
Team fight, usually team fight.
Go for the Shaker.
They go back for this classic duo combination. Shaker is really good with Bristle for like 2 reasons. Like Bristle needs a hero that can disable, and Shaker is a hero that can ensure. Like if you put the Bristle off lane, you can ensure the Bristle does not get crushed in the laning phase. You fusion and you make sure he gets his levels.
I feel like we're finally at that point where like there's that meta game kind of developing in between
the
the
grand
drafts.
final meta.
We're finally seeing like the small little adjustments, the IO being like, all right, we'll let it through. And then Liquid, like Sven ban, it's not at all been a first stage ban, but Liquid, no, if they first do pick the Bristle, then you suddenly look at EG with IO plus Sven, and Sven being the direct counter to the
That was
Bristle.
the first game draft, right?
Yeah, we saw Miracle with it.
EG first pick Bristle, Liquid respond with IO Sven right away.
Yep.
Oh, there is a meta being established, and I love it. A Dro ban as well. Despite countering it so well in the previous game, we see Liquid unwilling to give it back.
It's with the it's just
with the puck.
With the puck, yeah. And it's even with IO too. IO's looking at that kind of like enrage for the Drow Ranger too.
I mean, right now the thing is like EG has they have already regained their flexibility in their draft in the first phase. They have the puck, so it might be off lane, might be mid, and it's gonna allow EG to have a better way of hiding their lanes and drafting against Liquid. They do still remove the lone druid at the end.
Yeah.
Benno again.
Benno ban. Have they banned that in the early game?
Yeah.
They banned at the first game, right?
No, second phase.
Second phase, first game.
Yeah.
They're targeting a lot of Ortiz's hero pool. Drow, Sven, and Venno.
Maybe it's Ortiz's turn to play something I like.
Give him something else. I feel like Arteezy, in fact, you know what, that's something for me to do. Let me look at what he's played this tournament, because it does feel minimal. Let's have a look this week.
I love seeing all 5 sitting around each other. How come we didn't do that, guys?
Yeah, that was exactly what I thought when I saw this around Kuro. They had the headphones off, we were just talking on the mics, like, yeah, this looks way better.
I can't even hear what Yannis mentioned. I just kept alternate Bristol back. So just
Suggest big Bristleback, suggest big Bristleback.
Who's EG looking to get rid of? The Darkseer's still in the pool too, but they have already have Bristle and Earthshaker, but they've run it in so many different ways.
The Bristle for them has been more in the offlane than most teams.
And they are the team that actually buys mech on the Bristle all the time.
Yeah.
Almost all the time.
Wow. So Arteezy has
Dazzle.
Okay, we're gonna see like a very 5-man composition coming up against the. I like that idea against relocate. Do not want to split up. Do not want to get caught alone.
IO suffers in the armor department. Bristle plus Dazzle sounds pretty devastating for the IO player.
It seems we're going to be seeing something new for Arteezy unless he does choose the Ursa, Arc Warden, and Lifestealer. Those are the only 3 that are left that he has actually played so far in this tournament. 13 games and almost all of his have been taken away from him.
Okay, there's still a Treant.
Yeah, I was thinking like, what's
All
Krino?
right.
Like, oh, Trian's still there.
Does that tell us a bit more about Puck?
Nope.
Nothing.
Not yet.
Still got to guess.
Puck can be very good versus Earthshaker and Dazzle to get in like the back lines to interrupt the.
Yep, but
spell casting.
arguably you could say IO Treant. You're probably not gonna lose your early game with that 2 heroes.
Yeah.
Very solid laning supports. Very good at ganking as well as a duo. You see a tree running at you with the IO tethered, 90 damage. First
Wow,
blow.
you could be a Foley artist in your spare time. Do all the sound effects for Dota. Darkseer.
They do go for the Darkseer anyway.
Mind control.
I mean, against the Treant though, so
Yeah.
mostly that's that for them. You want to have some damage over time against the armor.
You guys
Gives
feel they
them
might
team
want to go
fight.
back for the Sumail Queen of Pain as an option this game?
10 seconds remaining.
Not very sure though. Actually.
Not convinced by it?
This pick is okay. Good, very good against the Bristol.
They've got a lot of ways for him to just keep the link on.
I mean,
they have Root and Puck ulti.
Technically, they could still like offlane Puck mid Razor, so their lanes are still ambiguous, like
They
what
can
Yanni said.
safe lane Razor, Puck off lane. So
Yeah, they have variety for sure.
But whereas for Liquid, they do still have some kind of variety. Bristol can go mid or carry.
Liquid also has, Surge to deal with the link in a way too. They just disengage. But like we said, there is the roots coming out from EG.
Again, the Bloodseeker, this ban. They do really like the hero though, Liquid. And they see the hero very highly. It's mostly banned when the team has Darkseer as well. Darkseer, Bristol back.
The other hero we saw, I was thinking back to the Kiev Major with the puck, the Dream car on the roach pit with the Legion Commander, the overwhelming odds, and more importantly, the duel against the Bristleback could be something EG might want to consider.
That's I would say a hard counter, more or less a hard counter to Bristol.
There's a Dazzle though.
That's true.
Does make it a little bit different, but it is, you know, very good versus Bristol. And could be an interesting pick, as we've seen previously.
No cheese for you, Liquid.
Fair call.
Every time there's a Dazzle, or...
Are we back to those times, you know, every time you see a Dazzle or a Oracle, then Huskar has to be back.
It's like, oh, we don't have stuff to deal with Broodmother, ban the Brood. You don't have stuff to deal with the Huskar Dazzle.
The Moscow Games. Just shows that we are into that grand final meta, and a grand final it has been. You can see Crit has the opportunity to put the cherry on the cake.
There's still a Clockwork in the pool, though.
Yeah, they need some kind of like frontliner, right? Razor's pretty decent, but...
Universe is talking, maybe suggesting they are discussing his hero, so...
Sumail back on it.
I kind of like the Clock against the Shaker and the Dazzle. Those are the two heroes I like. Bristol, not so much, but
Axe. Yeah, Axe is great
is
for
like
Dazzle.
Axe is like the
same
Legion.
idea as Legion, yeah.
Yeah, and it's better because of the Dazzle.
Tanky frontliner.
That's actually, yeah.
That's
really
actually
nice.
way better than the Legion here because of the Dazzle.
Actually. Really good.
You're trying really hard, Alex. I appreciate your efforts here in the draft.
Thanks, babe. One more. Liquid. I mean, what are expectations here for this one? Is it completely up in the air? Let's not kind of
I think they probably want to pick a good mid
speculate.
hero. Put the Bristles safe.
Dragonite. Dragonite decent? No.
I mean, do you really want to follow Gods' Dragon Knight? It's a tough act to follow.
Okay. What else are they? I don't see any like
support. Do the Shaker mid.
But it's against a puck.
Yeah.
You're gonna get crushed quite hard, I think. You want a good matchup though. That's the thing. You know it's a puck.
Is there that many direct counters to puck?
Wouldn't say counter, but
just lanes well.
Yeah, just lane. You don't want to have like a very tough lane instead.
So what? So Bristol mid.
Bristol mid. Also carry.
Or is it maybe Shaker mid?
God. Yeah. So Mail is taking his puck, and he's going to be testing his luck as they try and take us into a fifth. Gentlemen, is this the last game of Dota of Epicenter? Is the question you'll be answering now with your predictions. I'll work our way back to Winter from Fogged.
I think
the Axe.
I think AG got this, and they might be able to put the Razor mid. And if they put Razor mid, Razor's gonna do well against Bristol or the Ursa, and maybe do some like 1v1 Axe bottom and aggro trial in top.
He's going against Bristle.
He's going against Bristle.
Ooh, first time for everything, folks. Gods. It's not easy, I understand.
Yeah, I really like the Axe pick.
Same.
Higher train. Oh god, it's still Bristleback though. Gonna go with EG.
Bristleback's not the same with Axe.
Yeah.
He wants the
belief in the Axe.
Believe in the Axe. Don't get to see him all that often. We got to see him in the opening ceremony. Maybe he'll be in the closing ceremony too.
I really like the Axe pick. I'm still just gonna go with Liquid. I thought that they played really well, but I think EG might actually have the edge a little bit on the draft here.
Oh, that's how you sit on the fence, ladies and gentlemen. A prime tutorial from Fogged on how to rest your buttocks on that white picket fence. Still, though, our casters are ready, and we hope you guys are too. Tell your friends, tell your parents that this is going to be a big one. EG Liquid. Liquid could very well defend their title in this game of Dota, or EG will stretch it all the way to 5. Let's find out with your casters.
Thank you very much, Alex. And indeed, another game here in this grand finals of Epicenter. We've seen the drafts. It's interesting to see how EG, they're deciding to deal with the IO. Are they going to ban it? Are they going to pick it? They've kind of jumped between the two of them. Here we're going to have them bringing it out themselves. That final Axe pick as well, Ben. We were sat here. You were calling it out. You were seeing it. You were loving it. It came through. Are you still loving it now? You've seen the ending of Liquid's draft. Could this be EG giving us the game 5 we want?
The Axe owns. The armor is really good. It's one of the best ways at making a Bristle face you. And it just cuts through the shallow grave. I think it's an excellent pick for them. And the only thing I'm slightly worried about is scaling for them, because it's Puck with Adder Trowel, and then you have Razor, who's like decent in late game, but you want a strong secondary core, so I do have some misgivings about EG's lineup. Just a few, though. Can you do an introduction, like Vilat?
What, in Russian? No, yeah. I don't speak Russian, Ben.
You just need to say their name.
But I should, I mean, I can't. Miracle, me. There you go.
I only got taught one word when I was here.
What was the word you got taught?
Spasiba.
Is that a rude one?
Thank you.
No, that's thank you, isn't it? That's a polite one. Thank you indeed.
Well, you can turn anything into bad manner. At the end of the game, thank you.
Spasiba.
You're not thinking creatively enough, Owen.
Absolutely not. Everything can be turned into an insult. It's how the internet works and how it functions.
I'm glad we finally see an IO Arcana.
I'm glad as well. A lot of people skimping out on the compendiums. Gaben is not happy. But yeah, absolutely. Zai, he is not one of them. Full in with the levels. Looking absolutely beautiful in that Arcana.
I wonder if the runes show up a little bit differently. I haven't seen Wisp too much. Maybe they do. Do you like Portal?
I do. Who doesn't, Ben? Especially when, I mean, I want to go to TR, Ben. I'm not going to say it's an awful game. But no, it's a good game. Of course it's good. I love it. Best game. Mid lane, though, this matchup we've got. We're going to have Matumba Man in the middle then on the Bristle, going head-to-head with Sumail's Puck. Down on the bottom, Universe already caught in a bit of trouble here. They're trying to man up against him. Fisher blocks were good, but now the turnaround potential. Zai with the coming in just in time to give Universe a bit of that lure.
Wow, you see Axe's quick play? He has like next 10 years planned out.
Oh, has he? He's a man that likes to plan, Universe. He's got it all sorted. They're trying to find out Zai, bullying back a little bit, spread Universe and Zai apart, break apart their love.
There's no... I don't think you could do that. Not this game. There's no good way for them to assault the IO, however. Maybe Ursa later, but even that's not particularly great because he could just tether away being in a good position.
Yeah, he's going to be tethering for days. Sub lane, got Crit and Arteezy.
They have a lot of appeal for the IO. Like Axe is really good, Living Armor, Overgrowth, Puck Coil, like Berserker's Call. Pretty much all their heroes can peel away from IO.
GH will Fisher apart Universe, but again, Zai tethers across, Crit with the TP, and now EG looking for the turnaround. They look towards Kuroki, getting a couple of spins in, bringing him down low. EG making sure that they have a strong hold on this laning stage.
They wanted to put the Ursa versus the Axe, but it doesn't really work that well when it's a 3-on-3 situation. 1-on-1, the Ursa should do fine, but not when there's this much interruption and conflict.
Dropped on a sentry, just in case we were to have the vision down out here. Here we go with the call, looking to bring Miracle down. They won't get the kill, but nonetheless forcing him back, making it very hard for Miracle to find much at all from this bottom lane. It will be a slow start for the Ursa. Mid lane, GH has got his sights set onto Sumail.
I'm very surprised that Matumba's playing the Bristle. Like maybe Miracle doesn't play it. I know Matumba Man plays Ursa, so that's not the point in question. But looks like Matumba Man, still a fine mid laner, has been
this is interesting.
Mid a lot.
So GH, he's blocked off the courier with the Fisher. He just ignores Sumail. He says, I'm going for your courier. And in fact, he gets it. He will pay with his life, though. But I love that. GH just nonchalantly, I'm going to Fisher. I'm going to walk in. I'm going to kill your courier. And I don't give a damn what you do in response.
That's next level.
Yeah.
That's probably the most next level career kill I've seen.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, man.
And I think, you give away your life, but we've seen before how much that courier does give in terms of value.
Yeah, I don't think Puck needs to bottle crow that much. It's just, I don't know, the amount of stuff that these pros pull out is just always impressing me. Blocked in the courier.
Nonetheless, though, side lane wise, Miracle 9 for 2 up top. Arteezy having the much better lane, 17 and 14. And the last hits and denies for this Razor early on.
The problem with Darkster safely is that you can't creep skip. Normally you creep skip in this matchup because Razor can't tank the wave at the tower, but in the safe lane, like look at the position that you'd be in.
Bottom lane again, trying to make a move in onto Universe, but as we're seeing, even with the Fissures, just not enough control to allow Miracle to beat down into the Axe. So that initial bit of a boost of armor with the Berserker's call certainly helps him out survive the first few swipes.
It's a good rune for Sumail. They're already 1,000 gold lead ahead. He's already the highest net worth hero. This will accelerate his farm even further. Looking at the stacks for Liquid, I see one large ancient stack on the top spawn and there's 2 camps at each of the ancient spawns. So Matama Man will be able to catch up a decent amount. I believe he's the only hero on the dire side that can do it, unless you want to drop the echo on it.
I mean, is it expected for this mid lane matchup to go this one-sided, or do you think this is just the fact that it's, you know, no offense to Matuma, but he's in a mid lane matchup against Sumail?
I don't think it's that great for Bristle just because his base damage isn't that high. He also doesn't have the aid of Siamara. He also doesn't have heroes roaming mid for him. So in a straight one-on-one, I think Sumail is slightly better at the CS and he has a more favorable matchup. And he's also had the Wisp coming in a few times to tether him up, give his mana. He did have his bottle time, I suppose, but he did end up getting the first blood, or at least taking part in that.
And as we can see, 1,200 lead at the moment, so EG across the board looking a little more solid here in these lanes. Arteezy continuing to get absolute free farm on this top. We see Mind Control heading away, looking to the jungle to pick up some creeps, but this is just leaving Arteezy untouched. So they are going to have to worry about a Razor that's getting a lot of farm. I mean, Sumail in the middle getting an insane amount on this puck. It's just where do Liquid kind of look to, who do they look to shut down and punish first? They, as we've seen in these early minutes, they've focused Universe, but they haven't been able to do too much about this Axe at all.
I don't really know.
Puck, where do they go?
Puck's not very capable. Razor is what they call a dead laner that you just don't, you either have to commit too many resources or he's just not killable in this situation. So I think it can only be Universe. It doesn't seem like a good option, but I think it's the best of the 3. Ideally, you shut down their supports, but at the same time, they don't actually have to kill anyone. They can just farm up through Ancient stacks. So it's not the worst thing in the world that they're still have a big fat goose egg on their side of the scoreboard.
GH trying to make it go in, but again, Zai's there with a quick TP and tether through, and now EG, they're ready for the turnaround. Battle Hunger onto GH, they'll chase him down, bring them out. EG, they're the ones to find the kill, and again, another failed attempt from Liquid to try and make something happen on this bottom lane. Mid lane, Sumail dancing around with Matuma, does have to be careful, the quill sprays are too much. Getting a little too greedy there. Trying to find the kill, but had a hefty amount of quill spray stacks built up upon him.
Yeah, I think one more right click would have done it for him, even despite having the 4-man shield. Well played, sir. Well played.
Liquid finding themselves a bit of fortune in the middle lane, which they desperately needed.
Ursus at least getting decent levels. Level 5 on a core in a 3-on-3 situation is pretty unusual.
Yeah. But just look at Arteezy. Because of his lane, he's nearly level 8. He is 700 ahead of Miracle at the moment. He is going to be exactly where he wants to be on this Razor. And when they start pulling together, EG, and looking to push and fight around Universal, hope for that quick blink time in this game. It could get pretty scary for Liquid.
So one ancient stack down, Matama Man taken down with relative ease. He did have, it looks like the shrine was blown a lot earlier, so at least he didn't have to commit that, but yeah, net worth pretty close to even. They did spend a lot of their time focusing on stacking the ancients instead of winning out the lane, and now they will be able to equalize it a tad bit. Wisp, not quite level 6 yet, but Tower under fire.
What do we think about the pickup here from Arteezy going for the Soul Ring on Razor?
I think it's fine when they're in this one-on-one situation.
On mid lane, Dream Cold drops to Sumail, spots out GH with the help of Crit's positioning, and EG find the quick kill. On the sidelines though, Matuma Man looking for Zai, will go for the quick TP out, and he makes it as well. Zai escapes, and Sumail have to trade quite a bit of damage there onto Matuma Man in return.
The tree proving to be hugely problematic for them.
And Kuroki GH come in, they don't have the detection. GH, if he was a little earlier with that TP and Fisher, he would have found him, but he doesn't. And all of EG getting away from that play in the mid lane, bottom lane as well, as we can see once again, Universe just out-bullying Miracle. We can see every time that Miracle tries to go in with the overpower, Fury swipes.
Wait for the shrine.
Spin damage is too strong, and again, Miracle comes in close. What is he doing? You can't man fight an axe like that. I mean, I guess, yeah, he did have the enrage, but he didn't get it off in time, as the call and the spins were too strong, and Miracle just gives away a solo kill to Universe.
They just shrine too. I'm surprised he didn't go back. He was at critical HP. Easy dunk, even. Would have been pretty simple for him, but yeah, Matoma Man gets a big stack. Maybe he wanted to drag them away from the stack, I think.
I guess, yeah. But I mean, it just looks so cocky there from Miracle, just trusting too heavily in the fact that he may have had the chance to get that enrage off, but the Berserker's still made sure he couldn't. Down, they found Sumail. He's already thrown out the orb offensively, and Liquid, they will look to punish it, and they will do successfully. They'll bring down Sumail. So talking about Miracle's cocky plays, Sumail comes out with one himself.
It's very hard to dodge the quill spray just because they come out so frequently. Even though they are a projectile now instead of being instant, it's you just can't dodge them all.
We have it. 10 minutes in, very close between the two sides. You said the Timberman with that boost from the edge is now sitting at the top of the network. Trying to make a go onto mind control. GH is there with a Fissure. And Arteezy nonetheless will steal a hefty bit of damage. Won't be able to get the kill, but now may find himself in a position to put some of that onto the tower. Does have to be careful though, because Liquid, they've got 3 heroes on their way towards him. Miracle coming in as well. GH, who's just got to look for the initial lockdown, goes for the Fissure, tries to get the enchant totem after shot proc, but it's not going to be the case. Miracle,
his haste just ran out.
Yeah, can't quite close the gap.
At least they're defending the towers at the moment, but they're scrambling. And looks like Universe is going to have a very fast blink at this rate. Talking about, what, just 400 gold right now? And they invested a lot of early heroes to try and shut him down.
Mid lane. GH would have loved to try and abuse that ult, but I believe didn't quite have the mana there for a Fissure to catch Sumail out post illusory.
Got those illusions.
So he is good to go. And yeah, it'll be just very interesting to see how Universe makes his moves.
There's more and more ancient stacks. It just seems like they're just popping up non-stop. The amount of static that come out from Liquid is unrivaled.
Mid lane in, again, trying to go for the catch onto Sumail, but understandably proving very tricky to control. Top lane, EG. Eyeing up the potential to go in behind the tower. Miracle only being backed up by Kuroki for the moment, and they brought Zai up her as well, EG. Along with Crit.
They need Crit here, or else he can just enrage TP.
Let's see what they can do, and there's the Axe Blink pickup. Universe has it.
That's very fast. They do have Relocate up, but it looks like they are going to try and kill the mid laner, Bristleback. He has a Vanguard. He's very tanky. I don't know if this is going to be a kill for them.
I mean, yeah, they dropped the coil, play around with him here on the river. They do have that blink, but even with a blink cool, with no creeps around, there's no hope of bringing Matuma Man down, and they have to back away from that.
At least they didn't reveal the Axe blink, and he will blink over to the top lane. Miracle is nice and juicy, sitting around half HP.
That's the catch you want to get. You can grab Miracle in this call. It should be a surefire kill, even with the backup. A couple of spins and a dunk down. We'll take Miracle out for the count, and here we go. Universe looking to close the gap, but Matuma Man's there with a wraparound. Quick will spray to make sure the Universe has no chance to get off the blink. And now Matuma Man making a beeline straight for Zai, looking for the IO. Will he find him? Zai will pop. Liquid, they find themselves the first, now turning for more. Echo Snap coming out for GH, looking to control Arteezy. And Liquid, can they find the Razor kill? They can. A second one down. Universe comes back in, but he's so down low. Liquid just blow him up.
I have no idea where Matoma Man came from, but that definitely won the fight.
He just waltzed in, and they could do nothing about it.
Yeah, ideally you have an observer ward behind the tower. Okay, you get a 2-man call on X and dunk into tower. That's exactly what EG wanted. But no, they had a sentry ward prep behind, so they knew that a kill that an observer ward was not there, and they were able to jump them because EG had no idea where the Bristle was. That one spray to disable Axe's blink, and then it was all history from there. So Puck went for the Veil first, still a little bit slow on his Blink Dagger, but that's a huge loss of momentum by EG, losing a big fight off the reveal of the Blink Dagger. And you kind of deal with Bristleback, but do they have enough burst right now to even deal with it? Overgrowth does no damage. Axe, he needs a lot of ramp-up time in order to kill people. And by the time you steal enough damage or get enough minus armor on the eye, he's already turned around. So your kill window is very small.
They have to get that cool onto the Bristle, make sure that they're spinning those axes into him from the face. As otherwise, you're right, there's very little chance of bringing him down at this stage of the game. With the farm that he's had, with those Ancients, Matuma Man in such a brilliant position.
They need to deal with his Shaker. Like, the Shaker is just so disruptive to these fights. You can't leave him alive, or else he just stuns and stuns and stuns and stuns, but they're having issues with the entirety of the Liquid lineup, and the problems will be compounded once Roshan becomes available to Urza. He is finishing up his mask right now, his last piece of his Vlazidnes. He still needs about 300 gold, so Mind Control will try and create a little bit of room for him while Miracle finishes it up at the neutrals.
Oh, it's easy. Looking to finish off this tower. Should be fine to do so. GH throw out a Fisher. I'll have the fortification as well, but at the same time, it's bottom lane. The Liquid are trying to make a bit of a push here themselves. The Tumberman going in. EG do bring the full 5-man down here to try and tackle him. Can they kill him? That's the question. Oh, Universe ends up throwing down. Oh no, he got a triple. How the hell? What the hell is this hero? I mean, that is absolutely ridiculous. I can't believe he got a triple on his way out. I mean, he's a Bristleback, I guess I can't believe it, but what the hell? And now Samael caught out as well. What a hero, Ben.
Yeah, look at that damage. 5,400.
15 minutes in the game, doing that much damage output with, what, 5 heroes closing in on you?
I think
that is ridiculous.
A couple of things happen. Firstly, they don't have armor on their side. They have the Puck Veil, but Razor didn't go for an armor build. I see him go for like Blade Mail very early on, but Aquila as a cheap armor item, it only gives you a couple armor. That's not really enough to tank this amount of Quill Spray. And they had to use the Axe Call to buy time for people to come in, which means that, yeah, he's going for Shiva's next.
I like that. You know? I mean, I feel like he's got the damage now. He just needs to stay alive and be able to chase him down.
I'm trying to think about why he's getting that over a different item. Like, let's say Solar Crest is pretty common, but Shiva's is very unusual. The attack speed slow is okay, I suppose.
All right, yeah, I mean,
but it's not amazing.
It's just only going to really cause issues for Razor. But no one really wants to right click, but
maybe it's the gain distance in between him and the Razor so that he doesn't get linked. I think
that could be a certain one.
Because I can't really think of another reason why he would get it. Like, Halberd is not that great versus Razor because you get purged immediately afterwards. It also doesn't do anything about the link. Linken's is okay, but you're not guaranteed to stop the link. So Force Staff is terrible on him. You'd rather get on support, but maybe Shiva's he can just run away from Razor or even just straight up tank the Razor. And there's more and more stacks. It's like magic.
Oh, it's easy, very close to that Aghanim Scepter now. Just the final 1,000 to climb through.
The Shiva's also just really good for team fight. 40% attack speed slow on everyone is a lot of damage mitigated, especially when like the plus damage talents on Axe and perhaps Puck come into play.
It's definitely going to be the effectiveness of having it at such a quick time as well. I mean, this is, you know, he is on par to hit it.
That means
before that 20-minute mark or around it at least.
Yeah, combine that with the Dazzle Weave. That's going to be a lot of armor. And the mech already on the Darkseer. So that means that Sumail has to do the majority of the damage in these fights. Let's watch that triple.
I mean, watch this again. This triple kill. Never have you seen a triple kill pulled off with so much ease, thanks to the OS Frog himself. Bristleback.
Well, they also didn't run in front of him.
I think he died, and then he realized, he was like, oh, I killed them. Well, even Matuma Man couldn't believe it.
The boot guy was clapping behind him.
That's actually Ice Frog.
Look what I've created.
Look what I have done.
I made this.
Mid lane, Universe looking for the jump in. There's can't actually get the call off, and in fact now he's in trouble. Echo Slam comes out. They all have the Dream Colt on the backside, coming in trying to, but oh, the vacuum wall there to punish Sai's attempt to do anything. Mind Control says, screw your friendship, we're going to send you straight to the grave. And, oh, EG is starting to slip.
The clean initiations from Liquid are nowhere to be found, or from EG rather. Universe cannot get the easy blink calls and a puck combo that they're so desperately looking for. Roche drops so quickly.
This is getting very scary for EG. Those last two scenarios not ending anywhere near the dream that they would have hoped for them to. 12 for 5 lead now, 19 minutes in, 5.5K in the net worth.
Something that's incredibly difficult to balance, I think even more so than Bristleback, is the neutrals. We did come off a big patch where neutrals came from 2-minute spawn to 1-minute spawn, but at the cost of them being decreased by 20% in the early game. But now that the game has progressed a little bit further, I say a little bit further, it's only 19 minutes in, but you're able to stack every single minute. It makes heroes that takes ancient stacks with ease, like Bristleback, much, much stronger in the game. I think that even might have had a bigger impact on Bristle's pick rate rather than the buffs to Bristleback himself. But who knows where neutrals are going to go. Could be 1-minute spawn, 2-minute spawn. I actually like the 2-minute spawn.
I like the 2-minute spawn.
But it just depends on what heroes. Like, if it's a 1-minute spawn, you're going to see like heroes like Sven and Bristle a lot more. But Bristleback, he could buy a Shivas right now if he has the side shot.
Yeah, he's going to head there now and look for it. 20 minutes, Shiva's guard completed on Bristle.
It also makes the blink a lot harder for the Axe. He needs to stand way further away, and even on the puck too. Like there's additional things that you need to worry about in canceling your blink, aside from the Quill Spray. So Axe Blade Mail is pretty good. Oh, the additional armor from the Shivas is incredibly good against the with the Shiva's guard is incredibly good against the Blade Mail, but there are plenty of other armor items.
Samael takes one look at Bristleback and nopes himself right back.
Keep in mind he also has the flats, so he'll be life stealing during the Blade Mail, and he'll be and he has additional armor, so
to help him against their physical effect. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. They've itemized quite well versus and weave. If he has like 10 stacks of weave up, there is no killing this Bristle boss.
What can EG do? They themselves, they've got RTZ pushing out the top lane, keeping the farmer. 1,500 between himself and Matuma middle lane. Oh my goodness! They had the ward out, they had the vision. Samael just got absolutely starred upon there. Straight up jump in and echo as the creeps came in. And that's no puck for 35 seconds. Liquid realize they have an opening. A good one as well, and they'll push in onto the tier 3 fortification, and the living armor come through. Trying to hold Liquid back. There we have it immediately. The link broken by the Fisher, by the Shiva's guard. It's so hard for RTZ to keep the gap closed. Universe will jump in with the call, dragging Matuma Man and Miracle Web, and there we have it! The vacuum wall comes out from free. Mind Control into this combo from GA and EG. They're down 3, they're down RTZ as well. They'll buy back immediately. But Liquid, I mean, this series, the momentum that they've built up the whole of this land really coming into play. Sig, how can EG stop it? They'll jump forward, they'll pop the Aegis. 20 seconds without Axe though. Universe, their big initiator that they really need to have any sort of chance of stopping Liquid from hitting the racks. There we have Samael. Jumps forward, Matuma Man brought down to half health. And it looks like it will be enough, so they'll hold onto the racks at least. But Liquid, they are just playing so damn well.
Mind Control, time and time again. That's their biggest team fight spell, I guess, with Echo Slam, but Echo Slam usually comes after a big combo like that. Woo! Mind Control, Mind Control, Mind Control.
Mind Control, dogs. I mean, it's always been something that, you know, since the start of his days in professional gaming, it's something to be worried about.
Sumail, classic Sumail. Dying a lot, but still gets plus damage talent. It's bold. It's bold.
They're going to try and fight this here. EG, can they take Liquid down outside of their own base? The Shrine to fall, and it looks like, yeah, with the speed it's going down, they don't want to risk it. EG will back off. They started to move in and maybe think about trying for a jump, but they know it's so hard to take fights. So, I mean, let alone outside their base, taking fights at all because of the lead that Liquid now have.
I think in this entire series, Liquid have been dealing with Sumail very, very well. There has been that ever-looming question, oh, how do you actually deal with Sumail? And they like tri-laned him one game, they dual-laned him another game. They take outplaying out of the question with something like Earthshaker. It's very hard to outplay like an instant cast. When there's projectiles coming at you, like Sven's Thornbolts, it's pretty easy to dodge. But when you have instant cast Echo uphill, there's just nothing you can do. Phase shift, yeah, it has to come preemptively, and those sort of things just aren't possible when there's an Earthshaker in the game. Earthshaker's thinking very good at dealing with a hero like Puck, and a lot of the teams have not been picking like instant cast, no cast point spells against the Puck that EG have preferred.
That's easy with this build. The Axe, casual plate mail into now what looks to be the BKB that he's hoping to farm towards.
BKB is...
It's a bit of a sad item for the Raze. I guess, you know, where you feel you have to get it, but...
You want armor. You want to Shivas yourself, I would say, in this game, to kite all these melee heroes. But if you go BKB, you don't get hit by the vacuum on the Echo. So it's pick your poison decision for Arteezy. Liquid storing down mid. Rex exposed. Going for mass armor on Matuma Man. And an arcane rune. Oh my.
Yeah, that arcane rune means that this man wants to fight.
So they want to take out this next shrine, it looks like, before they secure the next throat. Just systematic approaching from Liquid. They don't want any chance of being picked apart by EG. Treant Protector very good at isolating people when they're split pushing alone, but when they're at 5 like this, there's no pick-off possibility.
Oh man, Arteezy needs to get out of there straight away. And he will do so. Mind Control, seeing if he could close the gap with a vacuum. But Arteezy is out back to safety. In fact, EG.
It did buy them a small moment where it is Matuma Man and Miracle isolated the tower, but everyone collapses.
I was going to say they're coming across. So EG, can they actually abuse the fact they're apart? No, they can't now. Liquid are all back together. You will be tackling the full 5 if you're Evil Geniuses and looking to fight now. Can they get some sort of a quick pick on the side to start the fight off?
Earthshaker's on the high ground.
You see the courier.
The chicken kill is not worth the element of surprise here.
What kind of a jump can they get? Universe is going to reveal himself, and the blinking is not good. It's not the start they wanted on the side. GH has already found some help with the Echo Slam, and Universe gets taken down. The Axe is gone. Zai focused as the second target. Dreamcore up there to try and hold them back, and in fact, Zai will survive. Arteezy in the midst of it all, dealing a good amount of damage, but the whole of Liquid just surrounds Sumail. They surround Artur. They're both out and down. Zai tries to tether himself away, but Miracle comes in with the blink clap. That's a 4th down crit. The last man left alive, but Liquid, they're not going to let him live much more. They close in on the Treant, take down a 5th. It's a team wipe. Liquid, 21-5, 26 minutes in. EG may have won one game in this series, but overall, Liquid are just absolutely dominating them.
Another outplay by GH. He dodged the blink call, cast point on call, makes that a pretty difficult spell to land if GH is paying attention. He also Fissure blocks the rest of EG's lineup away from Universe. They kill Universe, and then on top of that, when Sumail blinks in, he echoes him, so he doesn't get the burst off. How incredible is GH?
This is an insane performance from the whole of Liquid, individually and as a team. A lot of highlights this game and this series. Mid lane, Universe again, he tries for the jump in, but he catches no one in the blink call. There in response, the 3-man vacuum comes through. The shrine not enough to save Universe as he's down. He will buy back straight away. EG, they need to find something out of this. Matuma Man giving a lot of damage up to Arteezy. In fact, that's a massive kill. Arteezy taken down. EG, they need something more out of this. They're looking for Mind Control. He'll try and surge himself away, but with the Yule setup, Mind Control, can he get out? Fissures there from GH, trying to do everything he can to save Mind Control, but Universe comes in, has the call. EG do find a second.
I believe that was, what, one buyback coming out from Axe?
Just from Universe that fight. But it was a big defense for EG, the best goal swing they've had all game. Getting that kill onto Matuma Man.
And not losing their melee racks. And Roshan is up right now. Oh, this could be disastrous. Actually, their Roche lineup is terrible. What am I saying?
They're not getting Roche back.
Razor
They're
is
not getting Roche.
probably one of the worst safe laners in taking out Roche.
If they can get a kill, though, that would be ideal. And in fact, they might. GH has come out. They get him instantly. Quick reaction from Universe with the blink call. And Evil Geniuses, they're starting to slow down that incredible lead that Liquid had. And now powering down the middle lane. We'll see if they can get more out of this. Miracle and Kuroki will dust up from the smoke up from the sidelines. Mind Control's back in. And so is Matuma Man. There's no Shaker for 30 seconds. When Matuma Man ready to lead forward, they're going to buy back on the Shaker. Liquid know if they take this fight, it could be the game. They'll look towards RTZ, vacuum onto 2G8. Actually whiffs the Echo Slamming on the back of it all. The Universe has been taken down. He's out for a full minute. Miracle focusing, RTZ gets to the bash. The overpower builds up. The overgrowth will be there to hold back Liquid, but only for a short amount of time as Miracle continues to close in, take down the Razor. EG lose 3. Samael with the quick orb and blink away. Will survive for now. They've got a buyback available on IO. No buyback for either RTZ or Universe, but it looks like they'll be fine for this time, at least in terms of the base, as they are going to look to take down Roche and Liquid. Mid lane, Samael trying to solo GH, but he's just a little too damn tanky on this Earthshaker at this stage of the game. And there we have it. Roshan, of course, will be taken by Liquid. Miracle picks up the Aegis, and EG, they need to pull off another defense like they did last time, but this time it's against that Aegis as well, in the hands of Liquid.
Bristol incredibly good with the cheese. I think it's way better than the cheese is on him, because then, like, when you get low, you're often just spraying out quill sprays non-stop. If you respawn with the Aegis, all your stacks fall off, and it's, you know, it's a sad life for Bristol when you could be doing like 500 damage per spray. So let's see, can EG actually hold this defense?
They do have 4 buybacks available, so they have got those second lives, and they are certainly going to need it. Miracle, Basha.
They need a gem on Liquid. I actually think they're missing a gem. With the gem, I think this push would be pretty straightforward for them, but you don't know if EG has eyes on the low ground from a reserve reward or for crit just chilling in the trees. There's a gem in the backpack of Mind Control, or stash rather.
There we go. Surging with Superman up. Universe needs to hit a massive call. He really does.
Not on Bristle though.
Oh, Miracle jumping in onto RTZ. Glimmer Cave top though, and now gets the link onto Matuma. Can he maintain it? No, the surge down. Oh, Universe! Oh, he gets the format call on the back. The spins as well. Liquid being brought down low, but in return the vacuum wall onto Grit, and RTZ Shaker Slam comes out, but they have lost 2 Liquid. There'll be a buyback immediately from Crit. They know that they have to secure this fight. EG RTZ on the way back up the high ground. The shrine is there. They'll keep Artur alive. Matuma Man trying to dive in. Will find side. RTZ gets himself back to the fountain side. Miracle. Oh, he's diving. Dives in. Takes the kill. There'll be a buyback. Can they keep Miracle held in range of the fountain? They can. He falls down low. The Aegis is lost. They've committed buybacks for this. They need to kill him a second time, but Matuma's ready to come back in. Mind Control again with a 2-man vacuum crit. Can he get himself out of this? He can't. He falls as well. Samael and RTZ left to try and hold Liquid out of the base, but Samael's been jumped up by Miracle. Samael, he does have buyback. He's going to need to use it. RTZ, he comes again. Universe gets the call. RTZ back into the fountain. He will survive. Universe trying to control off the backlines, but he can't. Just bashed up. Axe is now down. They're down to the last 2. Samael and Artur. He's got the phase shift. Dodges the quill sprays. Sai is now back. Liquid now in a little bit of a risky position with Matuma. RTZ's trying to chase it down. We don't need a fight recap with a fight end up, boys. Here we go. Matuma Man mans up. Chomps the cheese. Looks towards Zai. Cave's there. Zai will be kept alive for the time being. RTZ's starting to slowly bring him down. Immediately Miracle jumps in, but he's been used up. They'll control him for the time being. Dream Cold as well. Held back, but he's got the backup of Kuro. Comes in with the grave. Samael jumps off with the enchant totem. Zai and RTZ trying to hold out, but Zai is closed in upon. RTZ now trying to get back to the Tim Force. Back to the fountain. Crit is there. They'll have Universe back up in 5 seconds. Miracle jumps in onto Crit. The overgrowth comes through, but he ranges it off. Has the bash, takes him down. Artur jumped on as well. Universe needs to keep RTZ alive. He jumps in, gets the call onto Miracle, but it doesn't matter. Miracle just man fights through with the swipes, with the overpower. Universe down, and Miracle will survive. GG is called. It's all too much, and Liquid are your Epicenter champions, and what a deserved win as well. Their performances here in this grand final have been so damn tight and just unparalleled by EG.